guest. Very soon. Is it really? All right, now we get to that point. We're going to have a discussion right now. I'm gonna take some. All right. Okay, welcome to CococureTV live, and now we have Falabi, and the one and only guest for tonight is gonna be sold out. Okay, and over to you, Falabi.
Is it working? Oh yeah, it's working. Okay. Is that like a moderator or something? I don't even know what you want us to talk about. But he doesn't have a mic. Where's your other mic? What? Moderator though. I thought you plugged one mic to one of the mixers. This producer. Hey, you're on your phone.
1 2.
1 2.
Yes. Falabi, what's good, man? It's been a long time coming. What accent do you want? Do you want the British accent? Do you want the Yoruba accent? Do you want the Nigerian accent? Do you want the Middle Eastern
I don't
accent?
have any accent though.
Okay, as they go now, fine.
Like,
Government they don't pay that thing.
Eh?
They don't give you that.
What's it?
Say government no. They don't. I mean, is this in live? This video, the video they grab me because I give you one video because I always want to jabber this guy quickly.
Eh?
Hallelujah, church. What's up? No, just give me one snap.
Oh, you're snapping. Wow.
Like somebody give me snap now. How far?
Snap.
I bet bros, pass that Don Julio. Maybe launch on quickly. I never taste Don Julio for my life. Now today we go launch on live.
Well, you're not alone, no, Mr.
We high.
You know what? I don't even know what Don Julio is.
Yes, so Cococure. Be like say that government thing don't land refurbishment everywhere.
Which government thing is
That government. That government, you know.
Government debt.
Man, some people are suffering in this corona. Some people are enjoying life.
Yes.
People they build.
You don't see DJ somebody, man. The guy got a new haircut.
See, as the guy just fresh.
Some of us have not got a haircut for like, what, 3 months.
Jeez.
How is it in being a DJ in this, like, you know, corona season? Well,
listen, we flipped it on you, bro.
Get a mic. We can get you a seat.
Yes, boss. Oh, maybe say.
So wait, did Don Julio like?
Maybe launch.
Did they pay? Did they pay or did they what?
We not pay for this.
It's like free marketing.
Fire post them. They go everything live. But this thing will make sense. So.
This thing, you know the funny thing. This even feels like therapy.
Therapy.
It feels like therapy is good.
It's good.
Therapy ends.
Okay. Nah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure not everybody got that joke. Therapy ends. So what happened there, man? That's
wow.
Your best friend. Therapy ends.
My big bro.
We should call him on FaceTime.
Yeah, why not? Actually, that'll be interesting.
Should we do that?
This is one thing. This is why I like.
This is live. Anything can happen.
This is why I like alcohol.
Anything can happen. Wait. Do you have a phone?
This is why I like alcohol. Alcohol allows you to do things you naturally want to do.
Yeah, therapy ends.
It's something you naturally normally do.
Let's give to a call.
Oh wow. I like made the bring eyes downstairs.
No FaceTime, no nothing, no Skype. My phone's right there. No, but we wanted them on FaceTime. Oh well, you can have him on Bluetooth if you want. If you want him on Bluetooth, you have to set it up. Open with him. Well, it's up to you. I'm not drinking with you. What? Are you calling him? He's live now. He's not gonna stop it.
You know how it goes, man. Life of promoter. Open the drink. Don't open the drink.
Yeah, no, me, I'm not. Oh, you're not calling him. Well, you could have done it. It's not that hard, but
there will be no next time. To be honest,
AKA
this is natural now. This is just
AKA somebody, producer of life, wearing sunglasses at what time are they? 11 p.m. at night.
So I'm good to go. Fire me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
What?
You might want to reduce my mic a little bit so it doesn't. The feedback's not too much. People can hear me
Overpower
clearly.
my own, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's good? What are we talking about?
We can talk about anything. Let's talk. We can talk about. Let's start with sports. You're a sports man.
I don't watch sports.
You don't watch
I don't.
sports.
I don't even have Sky Sports.
They say it's not manly
I've
not
not
to watch
Sky Sports.
sports.
Sky Sports is expensive, man.
Apparently, it's not a manly thing when you don't watch sports.
Well, I mean, it's 2020, man. You have to be manly. You can be sapiosexual. You can be all sorts of things. You know.
Wow.
I don't want to say all lives matter before it turns into something else. But yeah, it's 2020, man. I don't watch sports. I don't watch sports.
Okay.
I don't watch sports.
Hit me. I'm good. I'm.
Huh?
Hit me with something. Anyone hit
Hit
me.
you with something.
Hit me
You're
with
looking
something.
good though. Like Corona is treating
Wow.
you well.
Hey,
Like, is it like I was talking to someone today and it's like, you know what, Corona, like, are people losing weight or putting on weight? And the point was making was like,
you know what?
KFC is closed, McDonald's is closed. Like, why are you putting on weight?
The truth is that the only reason I'm putting on weight in Corona is because I'm eating rice and stew every day. the same
So
diet.
wait, before Corona, what were you eating? But you're always on a diet though. Huh?
He's got one cast to
Is it like no carbs? You should be fasting though.
Jesus.
Half the world is fasting.
No, now Corona. I think, boy, this period has been a tough period. It's been interesting. I think the whole epidemic or pandemic, however you want to call it, has affected some people in a good way and affected some people in a negative way. So some people are happy. Some businesses, some individuals and businesses. This is the best time they've had in the last 5 years.
Really, I can't think of anybody that I can think of has had a good time.
Nah, there's Tesco is a conglomerate business there. Okay, yes, that's
What
very
did he
good.
say?
Round of applause. He said Amazon.
Amazon.
People at home people are stuck at home.
Producer is clapping for himself.
People are stuck at home.
That's like liking your own Instagram photos. Bam, 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 bam.
You know. But yes, Amazon is a good one. People are stuck at home. They're ordering more. There's more time to browse. There's more time to look at shit that you weren't naturally interested in. And there's businesses that were struggling. There are businesses that are struggling, and this has been a good period for them due to the decent government we have, which is being able to take.
Yeah, I'd say we're lucky. We're lucky.
Yeah, we are. We're a bit. People like you are lucky.
Me?
You know. You said Amazon is a good one. People are stuck at home.
In the UK.
Do you
want to be in Nigeria?
There's more time to browse. There's more time to look at shit. That's a conversation for another day. But we're healthy. We're alive. We're active. We're ready for the next step. So
we're doing exercise and shit. So like, we don't have that many problems, do we? But yeah, what are you doing? Are you on Snap or sat your phone? So what's this? This is like what? Our new conversation.
Do you know what this? And do you know the funny thing? This is, let's say this is all off the dome. And sometimes when you come with new ideas, you've got to practice it in a sense.
Practice what? This?
No, I'm just saying in general. When you have this, so this is like, let's say this is a new concept.
Yeah.
This is a concept which you conceived maybe in your bedroom.
We didn't even conceive it. We just decided to.
So it's happened. So that's brilliant. But it reminds me of and this I want to be involved with it. I like it. It reminds me of drinks. Is it drink champs?
I've never heard of that before.
You're too old.
Drink champs.
Drink champs. Go drink champs on your phone quickly and show it to him. It's
none of them know of it now.
You guys are old, man.
So
don't worry.
Young man dabs.
Just give me the budget, put me in charge, I'll make it happen. Yeah. But Drink Champs is like a radio show in America. It's done by Noriega. He's a famous rapper.
I think I know what Noriega is.
So what happens is that there's weed, everything, drink, Don Julio, syrup, everything.
Okay, so
everybody
they just talk and shit. Okay.
But no, just type drink. So there's many episodes. He interviews everybody.
So what? He just interviews people and stuff.
So, but
what should I interview you?
No, it's not necessarily interviews. It's natural conversation, but it's interviews.
Conversations are fun.
Why I said it reminds me of Drink Champs because what happens is that what people don't understand is alcohol is a very special remedy. in a sense where
Well, me, I've not been drinking this Red Bull because I have to drive
yeah,
home.
well, Red Bull gives you energy, and when you
Wings.
have
Yeah.
but the whole show is based around narcotics, alcohol, all this kind of thing. So it
Okay.
reminds me of that because
Narcotics are illegal though.
hey,
Huh?
is what it is.
Yeah.
Slavery is illegal, or
Well,
it was illegal.
I mean, before this started, wait. Dab said, no matter what, let's not go into Black Lives Matter. But
But
twice now,
that's why.
he has entered
Bro,
that angle.
So go back to the point I just made. That's why alcohol is a very good thing. What alcohol does, it's like sunglasses. When you put your sunglasses on, you feel more cool. You feel more confident. You feel people can't look in your eyes.
So
So you feel
DJ,
like
somebody, do you wanna give us some more insight?
shout out to my guy
as
DJ
to-
Slayer in the building though. Bad boy DJ, Zanku Master and that lady, King of the Girls, everything. Big things loading.
Who are you talking about?
DJ Snare, bad
Snare,
boy,
snare,
bad boy, bad
snare.
boy.
Yeah.
New bad boy on the block. Update.
Poor connection. Is
Like
it
I
poor?
said, hey,
Oh,
we'll get
producer
it
should
right next time.
apologize. Yeah. I think by next week our internet will be working good, so it should be like
We've got,
seamless.
practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Yo, can we get some eyes? Can we feature this, this little Don Julio?
Some more Red Bull will be good.
Red
Like
Bull.
producers.
No,
Unless
50
you're gonna
pound
pay for
meal.
it.
50 pound these streets. I don't know, money too
So
much
where were we?
around.
Where were we? Like you were gonna tell us a bit more about therapy ends. Yeah. You said okay, next week. Okay. That'll be a sweet one. We'll talk about the Snapchat beefs and all that kind of stuff. That should be interesting. Actually, it's interesting because
I want to
oh,
unfollow you.
ju- actually no. Okay, so we have Mr. Pablo here too, so he can give us some insight as well.
Yo, sorry, does anyone I want to go to the toilet real quick. Hold on. Can you play some music?
Please, what kind of music?
Any music.
DJ is not even ready.
You have to go toilet.
He's not ready. What?
Play music. I want to go toilet too.
What? Wait. Why? Did you drink a lot or something? Then be placed. Oh, if you go, turn off my mic. Maybe I will say something.
Your problem.
Find yourself a replacement. Tell them to nominate themselves. Someone should come and continue your conversation.
You know what?
DJ somebody.
Somebody. Round of applause for
Well,
somebody.
I want to ask about DJ life during coronavirus.
Somebody. Quickly,
As long
somebody.
as
I'm
camera
going
is
to
facing, you
toilet.
don't need to run away. Did you turn off my mic?
Round of applause for DJ somebody.
Ah, wow.
Okay.
DJ somebody, you're actually really taking your time. Hey, hello.
Yo.
Okay, first question.
Yep.
I didn't. Nobody asked me to interview, but like I've always wanted to ask this. Why is your name DJ somebody? Let me expand. Let me expand on that question because the thing is that I've noticed a lot of times when you say what's your name and you say DJ somebody, they say what? I just feel like like it's it just it's not sticky. Like people are like you say it and they're like what? You know? Expand. Why is it DJ somebody?
When people say, "Well, can you turn up my mic volume a little bit?" I think I'm number 2. When people say, "Well," I think that's the effect I want. When I say my name is DJ somebody, and everyone is shocked, like, "No, what's your name?" And I say DJ somebody again. So it's that surprise and wow factor, like, "Oh wow, your name is actually somebody."
But you know what? I have noticed someone say something like, "Oh, DJ some," or they're trying to remember your name and they say, some knows they just know it's something body.
Yep.
They can't remember what body it is, and that's
Those ones
branding
who
wise.
say nobody, everybody did. I
You
think
see,
they're just taking the piss out of it.
I mean, I think some people are taking the piss, but I think also like you know the thing about names is that if when you use it, you're used to it, so it's easy to recollect. But for someone who's new and they just heard somebody, like they just remember they heard a phrase that is non-descriptive. So which is why some people say everybody, nobody. They just knew that it was like along those lines.
No. I just think somebody is a unique name, and well, maybe the first time you hear it, you're not gonna get used to it, or when you hear it again over
Okay,
time,
fair enough, fair enough.
it's a name that becomes a household name to you.
So how is it being a DJ in the world of coronavirus? You know, like I know DJs like wedding season is always quite hot for DJs, and I don't think there's many weddings going on. Um,
No weddings at the moment. Well, I had one the other day. It was a garden wedding, and it was meant to be a destination wedding. We were meant to go to Athens for the wedding.
wow,
Well,
you're enjoying your travels.
it is what it is. We thank God for that. And well, they decided they still wanted to go ahead with the wedding, and the bride had a huge garden. It
What in a
reminds me of,
house?
yeah, she had it in her house. It reminds
Wow,
me of Ikoyi
is
Club.
that where she in this country?
Yep,
And is that where they are moving to, or that's where she's moving out of?
that's where she's moving out of.
Oh,
Luckily
BC.
for her. So yeah, so they decided to have a garden wedding. Yeah, so we had about 25 guests. We all practiced social distancing. I had my sanitizer, I had gloves, and my face mask on, which I didn't
Did you have
use
sunglasses on?
anyway. I did, yeah, because it was outside and it was a sunny day. It was bank
It's
holiday
not
Monday. It was
outside and
quite
it's not
sunny.
sunny here.
Well, your lights are quite bright today. I don't know why we need so many lights here, but well, considering I'm part of production, yeah. Well, why
Yeah.
do I have headphones on my head?
I,
Oh, yeah. So
we
as
noticed that you have a neat haircut, unlike the rest of us. I don't
yeah,
think barber shops are supposed to open yet.
well, I had a private call.
So people are doing like some illegal stuff.
It was a private visit.
What, he came to your house?
Yes, he came to my house to.
I saw a barber on,
hair.
on someone's Snapchat charging £70 to cut hair.
I don't know. Listen, I think barbers who would charge a barber who would charge you £70 to come cut your hair is because you're not loyal to him and he's not loyal to
Are you
you.
serious? I
On
mean,
a
I'll
normal
cut my
day,
hair myself.
I pay my barber more than his usual charge because I believe if someone does a good job, you should tip them. Well, unfortunately,
Well, if you can, well, if you can afford it, yeah.
yeah, it
If
barely
you're in a
happens
good
in this
mood.
industry. The DJ will sweat all night and promoters
No,
don't
no,
even
no,
give
no,
an
no.
extra
I have
pound.
seen people spraying DJs. I've seen.
Well, I'm talking about
Oh,
promoters.
no,
I'm talking
no,
about promoters.
That's an interesting conversation.
Promoter will not even give you an extra pound after
That's an
sweating
interesting
all
conversation
night.
to have. You know what? I actually love this has verged into this conversation because it's something I feel very passionate about because I've experienced. Well, you guys are less than. You guys are not even 5 centimeters away from each other. I've experienced certain DJs. I won't mention names, although I feel like mentioning names because
No names.
if I said the sex, you know.
No names.
But I won't mention names because I just feel like I'll just be giving them
No names.
undue respect. Like, and you know what? I mean, man, this is one of those. This one, this is a live stream. There's no cut. There's no rewrite. So I have to be careful. I have to be careful what I say because I'm not trying to diss anyone. I'm not trying to take anything from anyone.
Wait,
But
wait,
what?
sorry, I want to listen. If you're gonna hold a special mic, you can't be doing.
This is not. I don't mind. You can give me that mic.
Sorry.
I like
If
this
you want to
mic.
hold a special mic,
This
you
is
can't be
DJ
like,
Unbreakable's mic.
I don't wanna.
I like
You
it.
gotta be
It's a
uncut. You
very-
gotta be raw, straight to the point. No bullshit.
I'm trying to be raw, but I don't want to take away from anybody. I don't
No,
wanna,
you don't need to mention
I don't
anyone's
wanna-
names.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't need to go that.
But
depth.
okay, let me talk in generals. Because like I see often online. There's this vibe between DJs and promoters where quite often the DJs that write online and say, oh, when promoter says no money at the end of the night, blah 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 blah. And to be honest, I can accept that some promoters are badly behaved. Mr. Pablo wants to talk, but he'll talk at some point. Not yet. I can accept that some promoters are badly behaved. But I think ultimately, people need to like
Respect the promoter.
agree to things and stick to it. Because I know that there's some DJs that will come and play for you and they won't discuss a price. In fact, before I talk about the female DJ that I have, whatever I use, let me talk about a male one who once asked me, and this is me going, the person will know I'm talking about them if they watch this stuff. Who once asked me that they wanted to come and DJ? Like now, like personally, I didn't need them to DJ on that day. I had a DJ playing that day, and they wanted to DJ. So So I had a DJ that was paid to play that night. And you're like, oh, just, let me just come and vibe and play a little. And that was the conversation. And for me, it's like, if we discuss money, we discuss money. If we discuss money, then that's set in black and white. But then they DJ'd, and at the end of the night, they're like, yo, I found my money. And I was confused because I like,
But
what's the right amount to pay?
to butt in as well.
Hmm?
You're totally right, but you can. How many people are talking here? I'm confused. Have I got the mic?
Yeah, you got the mic. You got the
Oh,
mic.
I thought you were talking. Sorry, apologies. But yes, I see where you're coming from, but I can see their point as well. When you leave, it's like when you deal with women, you leave things ambiguous.
But I don't see it as left ambiguous because I mean I guess there was obviously miscommunication and I can
Yeah, it's on. It's on. We can hear you.
it's
Yeah,
gone
your
off.
mic's off actually.
It's gone off now.
Okay,
Okay, it's back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that particular scenario, I felt like I feel you should, and this is not even about DJing. This is about everything because Dabs, me and you use the same flyer guy, and Mike is probably watching this now. But
Mike, fuck you.
one thing Mike does,
Mike, fuck
Mike
you.
does not talk about his price
He does, no, he
until
doesn't.
afterwards, and that makes no sense. I feel like if you're a service giver, you tell them how much you want because if you don't say your
Stop,
price,
please. But when we talk about Mike, let's use a different name. We don't want people to know who he is.
why? No, Mike doesn't mind. Mike,
No, we want to keep.
Mike is
we
good.
want to hide him from the world.
Mike, no, Mike. We're not saying anything negative about Mike.
No, I don't want people to know who my flyer
You
guy
don't want
is.
them to take him. Yeah, no, more business for him.
Young
no,
Pablo,
we're
young
not saying
Pablo.
anything. This is not.
I hate you.
It's not anything negative. But the thing is, that I mean, it does it out of being nice and stuff. But I think it's really important to name your price before you perform a service. Why are you switching off the mics? Switched off his mic.
I get that there should be an understanding and an agreement. This is what I'm charging for the service I'm providing.
Yeah.
And sometimes DJs would assume that, well, you have a rate you pay DJs already. So if you're booking me, you know the going rate.
But if someone's never booked you, how would they know your rate?
There's industry rate. You
I've been
should
doing.
ask.
You see, I've been doing events for a while, and I have no idea what the industry rate. Even you know what? There's
an average rate, at least minimum wage.
I don't want to name names and promoters and stuff, but like, I know different DJs charge different people different prices. So like,
true,
and it varies wildly. So you can't really assume anything.
Well, it's left to, if the DJ doesn't tell you how much, I think you as the promoter, you who you're trying to get someone's service, you should charge.
But I mean, the responsibility is on both sides.
Yes, so
because
both of you are
and I think
fault.
the responsibility is more so on the service giver. If you're the one that's trying to earn money, you should not give your service without calling your price. Because if you give your service and after you've given it, you want to start discussing your price, like you don't even have a contract in place to start with, and then you
no DJ has a contract.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, I mean, I'm not even talking about a physical contract. I'm talking about even a discussion. Like you said there's an understanding. For me, an understanding would be like, yo, how much? I can't expect someone to say, yo, I want a DJ for you, because I hear that a lot. Yo, I want a DJ. Can I come and DJ? Can I do DJ? And it's like nobody said anything about money.
So I think if someone offers themselves, they offer their service to you, they should come up with a price. And if they skip that bit of the price, it means they're doing it for charity.
And okay, so I mean, let's build on this. And like, the one that's really annoyed me, because you know what? I mean, I hate Twitter. Let's not even go into Afro Nation conversation.
Oh, let's say that for let's say let's save that for next week.
Yeah.
you touched on one or two. Let's just save it for
People
next
like
week.
to go to Twitter because on this DJ point, like I had a DJ once that got booked, and I'm gonna make the story short. And I felt like there was an understanding about the price, and there was an understanding on how far the price could go, and the DJ waited till the day before the event and say, "Yo, price has changed," and I was just,
I
I
think
was
I know who
beyond,
I know who you're talking about.
I was beyond insulted.
I know who you're talking about.
I was like, that is so. And these people will
That's
they'll go on
unprofessional. I
Twitter
have to
and
say that.
rant and say whatever pleases them or whatever, but like, you can't change the rules after the game has started.
If it's not the first time you're booking the DJ, you've already had a set amount you pay them. You can't come up on the day to come up with a new price. That is wrong and quite unprofessional. You should have discussed this the moment you were booked. And this is how much I'm gonna do this for you. And if the promoter is not happy with it, everyone part
You know,
ways.
I mean, I'm maybe I'm too legal because when the person said they changed the price, my immediate reaction is, okay, thank you. It's like once a contract is changed, if you change a contract, then the other party to the contract can say bye bye at any point. It's like at that point, I said, okay, thank you, bye. But I think sometimes people change the contract because they want a discussion, and I was like, okay, thank you, bye. But then the person went on Twitter, and their fanboys and fangirls, that's they got their fanboys and fangirls to say a bunch of stuff.
I mean, maybe no feature pizza for you.
Pizza, if you want to order it, I think
Anyone hungry? You hungry? Hungry?
We're all
Mr.
hungry.
Greatest of all time.
Even though I don't even eat pizza, but let's go. You go shop pizza,
Pablo,
be.
Pablo.
Nah.
Order some pizza.
Come, now me and you now. From now on, now maybe let's
on-
chop this money.
you're
You
on
need
Snare.
me, I need you. Trust
You're on
me.
Snare.
Yeah, I guess
Are you trying to sign Snare or no?
No, I'm not trying to sign him, but
Exclusive
is it
contract.
Dabs and
I'm not trying to
Snap
sign him. But this is a competition for next week as well. In this Afrobeats game, niggas been moving
Hey,
like.
you're using the N word.
Hey, it's not. Listen. Niggas.
That's like America. You know what? When I was in A levels,
Niggas.
like some people would use the N word in front of me.
It's for
and I
this
was
stuff.
just-
Yeah,
As an
even-
African,
do
I
you-
actually
do you-
don't,
do you
I
know the
don't
funny thing?
relate to it.
This is again. This is a conversation for another day. The N word is more derogatory.
It's
Wait.
it's
Sorry,
American thing,
the N word is more derogatory than saying nigga.
But you know the thing is
Do you
that
know why?
as an
Do
African
you know
person,
why?
where have you heard the N word apart from
Bros,
movies,
my
music,
guy.
and where?
Seriously, you talk, nigga. when we go back in history, the white slave master. Wait, boss. I know. Boss,
Before we're not doing
boss.
Black Lives Matter today.
Let me
Well,
just
you see,
finish now.
everything keeps moving into Black Lives Matter.
Exactly. That's what I said. Don't talk. It's gonna happen naturally, boss. Chairman. Now, person will get mic. They talk. When I finish, I will give you your talk. Yeah. So when we go back, it's 30 seconds. So timing. When we go back in history, the white slave master, the oppressor, called us niggas to make us feel bad.
Well, not us. They call
Wait
it
now,
African
chill.
Americans.
Now us because now my great.
Not no, why did you end up in America or the Caribbean?
I've got an American passport, by the way.
You do?
If you don't know that, yeah, I do.
Is that
Yeah,
the
I
one you
didn't
used to
know.
go to
Facts.
Jamaica?
How?
Did you buy it?
Bomb. Give us bomb.
Do you have an American passport?
See, that's what we black people. Black people always doubt.
No.
not
I mean,
doubting.
we haven't seen
We're
it.
just
So
asking
what do you want us
how.
to do about that?
How do you have
Wait,
an American
Pablo. I mean,
passport?
big is Pablo Mike. Make Pablo take a mic.
Well, you have to find a seat. Okay,
No,
no.
you see-
If you're gonna
Wait, you see,
talk,
wait, no. Wait. I don't like you cannot say you can't coach anyone about racism. Racism is an individual experience. Racism is
Oh,
an
are we
individual
talking about
experience.
racism?
We're not talking about anything.
This is gone extreme.
It's about racism. We'll go. We're not talking about racism. This is just a quick deviation.
Let me ask you: have you ever experienced racism?
That's
I
it.
don't.
Wait. You know one thing?
Let me
Wait. Sorry.
Why are you clapping?
Chill.
I'm asking this
I
guy
can't
an
lie.
honest question.
Sometimes you say a lot of you say a lot of stupid things, but that
Yeah.
question is a very good
This-
question.
this- this-
Have you ever experienced it? No, it's a very good question because a lot of us just shout, "Hey, racism."
Echo.
Say on the mic.
I will say yes, but have I will. Hello, mic went off.
I think
No, okay, answer.
you're gonna.
Wait, you see,
talk-
no. Very good question. In a sense where racism doesn't have to be spoken; it can be felt. The same way sometimes when maybe your mother hasn't said she loves you, but you can feel the love.
No, but racism is not coming from your mom.
I'm say. Listen, someone doesn't have to say something for you to feel it.
So your mom will say something that felt like you've been like racially abused by your own
When
mom.
your parents are angry at you, do you have to say I'm angry at you, or you can feel the
But
anger?
that's your parents.
In general.
No, we're talking
When-
about
when-
people,
when-
wait.
Okay.
People that you don't actually know. I mean, listen, I've been there. You understand? I grew up with the white people, so I know how this.
So you like white people?
I love everybody.
What's wrong with
No,
white
no.
people?
That actually a simple question. Say you like white
I
people.
love everybody.
Just answer you. I said white people, so say you like white people.
I love white people. Yes.
Yeah, so you should have said. Why saying you love everybody?
Listen, I grew up learning all these things and trying to understand that people are different.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say racism it doesn't exist. It does exist. I've felt many years being racial abused by these people, but not the adult, the young one. They call you N-word, go back to your country, all sort of things. But listen,
I mean,
It's
I
like-
think
like
that
this is
even
like-
over racism is not that deep because like I've been walking on the street before somewhere in Scotland, someone says go back to your country, and that's like that's even not that deep compared to like structural racism, which is which is not even necessarily police doing, but like the on the G stuff, they like the
do you know what I think? I think this country, the Western world in general, kind of help us to overcome a lot of things. I mean, for the fact that you know that there are things that you want to achieve and you want to get, but there's a barrier.
yeah. I
stopping
mean,
you.
I think there's
You see,
a ceiling,
see
a very tough
back in the days,
gorilla glass.
back in the days, you hardly see a black person driving a nice car. I mean, if you drive a nice car right now, they will stop you. The first thing they will ask you,
Yeah, are we? I thought we're not gonna go into Black Lives Matter, getting very deep because like it's getting very deep.
So are we doing our clash now? Are we doing our clash?
I mean, the producer and the sound effects, man. Wow.
Are you ready?
Well, we're still getting used to it. That's the problem. So
Oh, enjoy.
bear with us. Bear with
Yes.
us. Bear with us.
No.
But wait, one question I want to ask for Labi is with this pandemic period, how have you been coping without the club opening? And obviously,
Wow.
I know you there's no source of income with the club at the
No,
moment.
son. What
And
man go do? Chai.
how are you?
Well, I'm
coping?
coping like everyone else. There's no source of income. But if you want me to get technical, I can get technical. Like there's government schemes and stuff out there to help you depending on your circumstance and stuff like that. Or like if you were paying your taxes legally, you can get like furlough scheme and all of that stuff. But like what, it's difficult for everyone. Um, I'd say I'm lucky to have a landlord that's understanding.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and ultimately, every the thing is that I think ultimately everything is relative. Like even if you're doing well, like if you're not doing well and everyone else is doing well, you kind of feel a bit down. But this particular situation is like we're all in it together. Like you may be feeling down, but you know that your next door neighbor, most people are going through similar or if not worse stuff. So it makes it easier because the government is trying to help. Um, companies, some are understanding, and in general, everyone's just kind of chilled. But at the same time, man, I can't wait to come back and be open because like those DJs I told you about, some of them will tell you like we're the ones that bring all the customers.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you about DJ and promoters, though.
Let's discuss. I like that topic.
Listen, I think some of you promoters are dickhead.
I'm not a promoter. I don't even.
Some.
I don't
Listen,
even
in the
subscribe to
industry of
Wait,
promoters.
sorry.
Let me talk.
that. This
Let me
is
talk.
interesting.
Let me talk. In the industry of promoters,
Yeah.
listen, a DJ can say I charge £100 an hour or £70 an hour. See, you can tell your promoter you charge £70 an hour. When it comes to the night, the promoter will tell you that the night is not busy.
Facts.
But you know what?
It is
But let me say something about that. I think business.
Wait. Sorry. Keep it real. Facts. Let's
No,
not-
no,
I
no.
can tell you,
wait, no, wait, so it's
20
facts.
promoters in London.
See
What he said is facts.
What
Keep
I'll
it
say.
real.
What I'll say about that.
Yo, production, give me a bomb. Keep it real. Forget the
wants a
story.
clap.
Give him a
Keep it
bomb.
How
real.
can the guy be
He's
asking for a
speaking
clap?
facts.
So he asked for a clap and you give him a clap. Wait.
Yo, sack the production. New production next week.
Let's go back.
No.
Let's go back.
What I'd say to that.
Wait. Don't take the hit. Wait.
No.
Listen.
I mean, you know what? I don't even feel personally pinched or anything about that. What I'd say to that is like, you know, and this is not even about DJs and promoters. This is about anything. Like, if you call a builder to your house and they say this is your chances, they'll collect.
I don't know other pizza
They'll
now.
collect
Make people
deposit.
chop. I beg.
They'll collect deposit. And also, you know what? One thing is that DJs are a funny bunch. Do you know why I say? Let me say this without. I'm not trying to say anything. I know a lot of DJs. I'm friends with a lot of them. I've known a lot of them for a while. I think if ultimately someone treats you like that, and they treat your guy like that, and they treat you like that, and you keep going back.
But Falabi,
Keep going back.
Wait.
Like,
listen, don't blame the cat. You know why?
why?
You don't want to complain. He's giving you £50, but you want to be out there.
You keep going on that.
Wait,
Create your own shit.
You're putting your name out
So,
there,
no swear
not
words.
for the promoters, but you're putting your name out there.
That means you're fine with £50.
No. It's not about the money. Let me wait.
I said that means you're fine with it.
No,
You keep
it's-
going back.
No. Falabi, let me tell you how it works. See, if I'm a DJ now and you're giving me shit money, and the other side, I'll be like, you know what, my name is out there. I can get private gigs.
That means you're okay.
No, I'm not okay. I am not okay, but I can get private gigs and I can charge more because I'm out there DJing every week. And my name is out there. My mix is out there.
No,
The more I started popping, I'll be getting more private gigs. And I can go to private gigs. And I'll still be doing for you. But at the end of the day, I'll come back and say, yo, bro, like, we need to change our agreement. This is what I charge.
But you know,
You're paying me less.
ultimately, you know, I always see once every couple of months, some DJ will post online, oh, promoters did this, promoters did that. But like,
But
you're still paying for the
I
same.
can give you 10 promoters
You're still
names
paying for the same people.
that I know.
There's no need to mention names.
Wait, sorry.
I can give you 10
Sorry.
promoters names.
Yo, don't be a chatty
Those
patty.
wanna be promoters.
Sir, hello.
Those
Do not.
promoters.
Hello. Wait. Sorry.
Let me talk.
Actually, no. If you're gonna say, listen, if we're not gonna speak in facts, let's lock up the whole thing.
We don't have to call names.
Can
Speaking
I?
facts.
No.
I'm speaking facts.
No, he said this. The statement he made was factual. I can call. If you can, then do it. If you're not gonna do it, then don't say.
But you know the thing is
No.
because they're not here to defend themselves.
That's problem. We
I
don't.
don't
That's
wanna
problem.
say
We all
anything.
don't know English. English language is simple. If you say you can do something, that means you have the ability and
Yeah.
you enabled
But
and empowered to do
but I
it.
don't
Then do
think-
it.
Yeah, but I
No,
think
if
it's
you
not
can
fair.
do something. Actually,
Okay, now
correct,
wait.
true,
Now let
true.
me tell you the reason why. One of the reasons why most promoters that run nightclubs are, getting knocked out of nightclub because if you're not honest with your DJ,
I know you're talking about.
wait, let me talk. Listen, yeah, see this business.
Every
like,
club scatter.
you have to be fair with whoever you're working with.
Scatter.
If I say I
Yeah.
charge £70 an hour, please let my hour be £70
But
an hour. Wait. If I say I charge £100 an hour,
sorry.
let my £100
Big
be
boss,
an
big
hour.
boss.
I hope you're not showing my legs.
Yo,
My legs
yeah.
are ashy, man.
Forget
The
it's
reason
Corona.
why some
Boss,
promoters are out of the business is because they treat their DJs like shit.
boss, I want to say one thing. God bless you for that.
Don't
Wait.
treat your DJs.
Pablo.
Period.
Don't treat DJs like shit. Okay, quick question.
Don't
Wait,
treat
chill. Actually, I even need to hold on. Wait 1 second. Let me go on Snapchat quickly.
There used to be
Wait.
top 7 clubs run by black promoters in London. Where are they today? They are gone.
Yo,
you want to
Pablo.
drive a Ferrari, you want to drive a Rolls Royce, a Bentley.
Range Rover. Yo, Pablo, you said something interesting. You said don't treat your DJs like shit. Wait, quick one.
Listen, I
wait.
used to be a DJ
Sorry.
and I can
I don't
tell
know.
you
Quick one. Snare, we've done an event together, haven't we?
DJ
Wait. Chill. Round of applause, DJ Snare. Quick. Boom. Quick production. Yeah.
So, do you want to give him the
They're
mic?
talking. No. Wait, I'll give you the mic. Give Snare a mic quickly, please. This was off the cuff. So me and Snare done an event together. We're talking.
Wait, which event? Let's
chill.
know.
I want it to be quick. I want it to be real quick.
What event was it?
Where did we go? Where did we do an event?
Manchester.
Jeez.
Manchester.
I took
What
man
you
to
wanna say?
Manchester.
Sit down.
Snare. So we did an event in Manchester. Did we talk about money? Be honest, yes or no?
We didn't talk about money.
Snare, you should come on the event. We're not talking about money.
Chill. We did not talk about money. Did I take care of you? Yes or no?
100%. I'm not lying.
So
No lie.
God bless you for that. So we didn't talk about money. We didn't talk about actually.
But you know.
Wait, sorry. We didn't even talk about money whatsoever. Whatsoever. We didn't speak about money at all. But don't me, I'm not a liar. Don't package me out. But there's something what you call valuing the craft. You look at someone, even if let's say he's a shit DJ, but what you look at is this guy came on time. This guy was prepared. This guy said,
come on time,
this guy. No, I'm saying. So there's many things you look at, but we didn't talk about money. But he said I looked after him. Did you have a good time in Manchester?
100%.
Did you eat?
Yeah.
Everything. So it's not about it's about a mutual respect for the craft.
But I think not talking about money is a mistake because like
it can be a mistake. So in essence,
expectations could be different.
And yes, so not talking about money is a mistake. He could have said, Daps, I want £1. I mean, because it's £3 I want to give him. Then I ended up giving him £2. But if you spoke about money, I could have given him £1.
Well, you even if you give him £3, and what if you expected 10? It would be unhappy. Still.
Of course, but so it's there a gamble? But
is it a gamble worth taking for the DJ especially? Which is where I say DJs complain, but then they do this thing where they don't talk about money, and then expect, and then they complain after. Which is why I feel like there's a problem there because if you don't talk about money and you're the service giver, because the person taking the service, you're basically saying I'll do the job, and whatever you feel like.
Everything you said, everything that I'm going to stop talking. Everything you said, I agree with. But what we have to understand is that when you're a small business, sometimes you need the money, yes, but you also need the service because when you do the service, what it does is it promotes your business, but at the same time, when you're giving that service, you're spending money. So if I'm a DJ and I'll come to play, let's say I just want to come and play at this club, this club is popping. No matter what, I might take the bus there, but I have to take a cab back because the club is busy. I can't be seen on the night bus. I might buy a new T-shirt from Zara, £10. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be little expenses. So let's say yes, we didn't talk about money, but I'm still I'm a human being. I need something to survive. I've got a laptop. I've got sound. So you, as an entrepreneur who needs the service, it's not about exploiting that service because you were a young entrepreneur. You were up and coming. So it's about respect. Sometimes it's just about mutual respect.
I'm not saying you should take anyone's service and not pay them. Like I said to you, when it happened to me, it was a night where I had somebody else that was doing the whole night. So someone else I was going to be paid to do the whole night. And someone came and said, oh, please let me come and do a set. And the thing is, I really don't need the set.
Before we wrap up, I want to advise all the DJs. Listen, be professional. If any promoter asks you to come and DJ, tell the promoter I charge £50 an hour.
Take a deposit.
You know what I'm saying?
£50 an hour. I go be
Sign a contract.
DJ.
Sign a contract.
5 hours, £50.
£50 an hour.
300.
Dabs. I know DJs that take £500 an hour. But you know the funny thing? I know in reality nobody pays them £500 an hour. I'm not even gonna mention this because you know, again, man, I don't want to become enemy of the people. Because
listen,
I know DJs that you message them on Instagram and they'll tell you they take £500 an hour.
They said the comments.
What's the comment?
Well, you can tell us and we'll read it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so wait. Let me read out. You have to have integrity as a promoter, honor agreements, and what? And also don't intentionally.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wait. Round of applause for that person. Integrity is key.
Integrity is key. Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that because that says you have to have integrity as a promoter, honor agreements. We're discussing a situation where there is no agreement and don't underpay. We're discussing a situation where there is no clarity as to what is underpaying and overpaying. You know, I know people that pay £70 for a whole night in this London. I know people that will get away with paying £50 a whole night. I know DJs that want £500 an hour.
Do you know people that do that? It's called slavery. Don't own your DJ as a slave.
Man, why do you always have to veg near Black Lives Matter? Let's not veg near Black Lives Matter.
And my brother, sorry. And do you know what slavery is? Slavery was somebody trying to take advantage of somebody's ability to do something.
Because you got the high as a promoter. Listen, it's slavery.
Wow, listen.
This again.
Listen, I've been a slave to promoters.
Hey!
I've been a slave.
But, it's like this topic. There's certain
This is a
topics
big
that
topic, you know.
wanna-
I've been a slave to promoters.
How's
It's bad.
How's that?
That means that it's funny because we come here and say, I don't want to go into that topic, but you're a slave master yourself. You're a slave master because you don't want to give what is due to someone. You don't want to give someone their what's the word? I don't even know the English. Due to them. Give me what is due. You're a father.
But
you have
call
children.
your
You have parents. Forget calling price. You're a human
Call your
being.
price.
Like I said, I can give you 10 promotion
Name two,
names
sir.
that I know.
Name
Don't
two.
name anybody.
Name
That I
two.
know.
Don't name
Name
anybody.
They
two.
have been taking the
Name
place.
two. Who are they? Are they your friends? Are they your colleagues?
Long
Name them. Name them.
Listen, I used to be a DJ myself, so I know.
What's your DJ name?
I'm not a DJ anymore.
No, what was your DJ name?
Somebody.
Jesus is Lord. Bosa. God damn.
So, in other words, promoters, please start honoring your DJs.
Turn off the music. Yeah.
Promoters, start honoring your DJs. Ask them, send me your contract.
I feel like we're having two different conversations at the same time, and there's a conversation where someone names a price, and someone at the end of the night says we didn't make any money.
It shouldn't be we didn't make any
yes,
money.
so that's one conversation, which I think that's always wrong. Like if you agree to something, regardless of how it goes, it is what it is. But you know what? Even in that situation, I've seen DJ saying, "My guy, like people came out tonight, just and you know what? There's a way you say just see me that's like just just something like a tip. But there's a way that someone will look at you and say, boss, well, everybody here is my people. Everybody here is my people. It's like, what are you gonna do? and that one too is a bit like and that's what I said. That's one conversation, and there's the other conversation where you did not discuss.
I want to ask a very good question. Is this thing recording? Because we need to look back and listen to this.
Live.
I want to ask: are UK Afrobeat promoters? Sorry,
Are there even that many?
Wait. Let me finish. UK Afrobeat promoters, do they contribute to the growth of Afrobeats globally? You need to ask this question.
I would think so.
You need to ask the question again.
You know what? No, you know what? I think London is a huge. I mean, after Lagos, London is probably the biggest focal point for Afrobeats after Lagos. I feel like even Nigerian artists always want to come to London. Once they've made a name for themselves, they want to come to London to kind of like prove that they really actually made it. Like when people come out for them in London,
artist.
Yeah, the artist. So I feel like London is a very important place. UK Afrobeats promoters, I don't know, man. Who is even an Afrobeats promoter? I honestly don't know. It's loaded. It's loaded. Who is not? Because there's people in the fringes. Even defining Afrobeats, like there's a lot of UK Afro, I don't know, you want to call it swing or whatever you want to call it, that's on the fringes of Afrobeats that all play a part. So it's hard to say what any individual person, but you know what? You mentioned Smade. Smade has done a lot for.
Smade, that's an interesting name. Smade.
Smade has done a lot for.
I love and hate Smade at the same time. Why did the room go silent? I think we're not ready for this. We're not ready for this conversation today. We're going to be ready
I don't want
next
to
week.
get too deep. You know what?
That's what I'm saying. We're not. No. So what? So
see, I don't want to talk about Smade unless Smade is here.
No, do you know what I want to do? See, let's not pretend to the people that are watching now, whether it's one person or two people or three people. 3 people can turn into 30, 30 can turn into 300, 300 can turn into 300,000. We're going to go back and watch this and understand how we're going to fine tune it and make it better. But my comment is in a sense where you have to make certain comments to open up a conversation.
Yeah, I think it's
so. You know, this is this is a platform where maybe next week, the week after, we are going to delve into, if we're going to be real, let's be real. We're saying Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives
Black
Matter,
Lives
let's be
Matter.
fucking truthful. Let's speak the truth.
No, I
Let's
mean,
stop hiding behind
we're speaking the
curtains.
truth, and you know what?
Because all of us are a
I
bit
think
fake.
it's a weird industry. It's an industry. And let me give an example of something a bit off, but it kind of describes what I'm saying. It's an industry where, let's say, someone owes you money. You don't talk about it. You're quiet about it. But the whole world knows that this person is of questionable character, but nobody says it out loud. So then it's just something everyone kind of knows on the G kind of stuff. And I'm not talking about anybody owing money, but it's just like saying, like, there's obviously people that have
Do any promoters owe you money?
no, there's any people that have bad
Do any
reputation.
promoters owe you money? Any promoters?
No,
None. No promoter in this country owes you money.
100%.
Jesus is Lord.
100%, nobody.
Wow, you have a good track record.
One is opening money now.
What?
One point is opening money.
We'll talk about that next week.
Let's not talk about people.
We'll talk about that next week.
Let's see.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, I mean, so people have bad reputations and everyone knows about it.
Please. Sorry, if the sound is muffled, it sounds bad. Let us know. Let us know if it's echoing. This is all platform for next week.
And everyone just keeps quiet and people experience it. So like, like when you come out, let's say once in a while a DJ gets upset and goes out and say like this person is thinking, and a million other people say yeah they're like that. So but everyone keeps quiet about it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the right way. I personally sometimes I would keep quiet because they say like if you're what's that phrase like if you're fighting with someone you both look like something. I don't know. Like you both get dirty and messy. So like there's really sometimes there's no point unless in bringing it out unless you really don't care. It's getting to that point. So yeah, you just let it die or something. But yeah, it's an interesting industry. Um, interesting industry full of characters.
Is it interesting because industry is not regulated?
Which industry is regulated? I mean, but but there's no rules anywhere. Like like I think the world is like is decorum. Like if you hire a builder, you pay your builder. But some people would say, look for reasons and say you didn't do this, you didn't do that. There's no money, whatever. So I don't think anything in the Afrobeat scene is unique to the Afrobeat scene. I think it's just a character of people. I mean, you can start to say.
Please, let's feed the
I think-
staff.
I
Let's
think
feed
it's
the
a
staff are
stretch.
hungry. Say no to
It's
slavery.
a stretch when you start
Say
saying.
no to slavery. Let's feed the
It's a
staff.
stretch when you start saying certain kind of people are attracted to Afrobeats or something like that. I don't think that stands. But I think it's like people behaving badly is just something that happens in life, regardless of what industry.
I think also I'm confused. You said people behaving badly, industry. They said Afrobeats.
No,
I'm
no,
confused.
I'm saying that people behaving badly. So because we're discussing a lot of like promoters treating DJs certain way.
I'm sure promoters treat people. I'm sure
I'm
whether
sure
black, white, blue, green. They
Yeah,
treat,
I'm sure. What I'm saying is that I'm sure ultimately, somebody that's gonna treat their DJ like that is probably gonna treat other people in their lives like that. So it's not unique to the industry per se. It's just people behaving badly. Daps you on your phone.
no, I'm
I'm
here.
the
I'm
only
here.
one that's been kept away from my
I've
phone.
been getting a few questions, so I'm just damn girl, you
Questions for you, hopefully not for me.
you looking. Phew.
You're on camera, like it's not even thinking. You shouldn't be looking down or looking at your phone.
I just see one beautiful black queen on my phone.
See, that's another thing, man.
Wait, hold on.
That's the kind of stuff you
Listen,
say on Twitter,
let
you go viral.
Let
like,
me tell you. Let me
yo,
tell you the comment I'm leaving. I'm just telling you. I'm saying you looking like some cold hot. You looking like some
You know,
cold
like
Milo.
we're living in an age right now where I don't partake in Twitter, but I read Twitter a bit. I think even during this coronavirus, I've had a bit more time to spend reading what people say on Twitter, and it's almost like some people have engineered ways to find things that people would like and retweet, and they just get ready to say it, and once in a while you say something and it'll go left, and then everyone will take you down.
Twitter is all about reaction. It's all about
Take you down.
cause and effect. It's all about
You know, and talking about Twitter, I had a customer once. I mean, you know what? I'm human. I'm trying to run a business, but I'm human as well. Because you have some people that want to bait you out. They want to draw you out. They want you to say something, whatever, so they can take you on Twitter and take you down. And it's just
yo somebody your mic. We've got 18 minutes left. If you got any questions, throw them in.
it's just
Yeah, take your mic, bro.
bad behavior, really.
Maybe get control to the after
So I mean,
party.
that's one of the reasons I don't partake in Twitter, because like, what's the point of a
So
platform?
I've got a question for you, follow me. I've got a personal question for you. Hold on, let me record this moment on my Snapchat so I can watch it back. I was talking to a legend. So, did you ever envision this?
Envision what? Though?
What, bro? Come on, envision what? Like we're sitting in your venue.
Oh,
You know, you may not own the land, but this is your venue.
This happened by accident. You know what? It's almost like things happen.
Wait, sorry. Did you hear the question? I said, did you ever envision this? You know, even if we're talking to ourselves, we're gonna go back and watch it.
I'd say this happened by accident because you know what? I was at Proud. Proud was nice. Proud was fun. Proud was easy work. Was no stress. I I think at some point there was always an itch to move up the chain, and without going into Black Lives Matter, you know, like when you
To
do
be independent.
yeah, when you do events, mostly as doing events in London, you're being used by someone else to make money, and there's no problem with someone using you as long as it's a mutually beneficial relationship. But like when I was a Proud, it it definitely wasn't mutually beneficial. There was a lot of bullying, I'd say, and well, you know what, it is what it is. It's just one of those situations I decided, you know what, at some point I'm going to take myself out, and it just happened like as the relationship was about to deteriorate, like an opportunity presented itself, and I had to give up a lot to leave Proud because I had a lot invested in that. But I mean sometimes no. Let me keep it short. I did not envision this. I never had any plans to do events. Like
You had never had plans to do events
I didn't
on
have
your
plans to
own,
do
or
events. I didn't have plans to do events. Period.
okay. No, so this is why I keep on saying we're gonna come back to this next week and the week after. I asked you a question, did you envision this? And it's like maybe so when I said the question I asked you, did you envision this? And I'm talking about now, this present. But no. Don't even answer the question. But now I'm just flipping again. Did you envision this? Because you are Cococure.
No.
And to the average human being, Cococure, like, oh, what's Cococure? But to someone like me, I'm like, oh, Cococure. When they say Cococure, I'm like, oh, Cococure is like Jay-Z to someone like me.
Jay-Z.
No. You see?
Oh, yeah,
Come on.
that's-
Hey, round of applause.
Man started donating like Kanye West.
And this is what people.
Hallelujah.
This is what people don't understand. Sometimes it's like the local footballer on your estate or the local rapper. You know, you don't need to go. You don't need to be a world superstar to touch someone's life. Like, like the guy who was just rapping on your estate, or let's say your lecturer who taught you maths. He could have touched your life so much in a sense where.
I see what you mean.
So in a sense where I'm a young promoter who's doing Afro beats,
I'm
whatever.
young as well, but keep going.
Bro. Yo, this guy said he's young, bro.
We all go.
Bro.
You know that your uncles are old. We know
Shit.
their names.
But in a sense where we're in the same field.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I think we like to undermine and like your Cococure. Yes, it may not be anything special, but you are Cococure. I'm in your venue. Why are we not doing this in my venue?
We thank God. One
Yeah,
day
I'm
we'll
saying,
be in your venue.
it's facts, but why are we not doing it? We're doing it in your
One
venue.
day we will do it.
So
in your
that's
venue.
what I'm saying. It's an honor. It's a privilege to, is someone who's done this, who's paved the way, who's showed us how to move. And I'm here. We're having a conversation. You know, to the average person, might be like, what are these guys talking about? But to me, it's like, oh, wow, this is the guy who is Cococure, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to. Everybody wants to have their logo up on a wall.
It's a work in progress. You know, it's
Yeah, it's not hard. Yeah, bros, come put your logo forward. Now. It's not hard. Slowly, can you hear the business rate? But yeah, next week, and the week after.
yeah.
You know, this is the beginning of something new,
This is
something
the beginning of
interesting.
something fun.
Anyone got a question? Snare, Unbreakable, somebody, the one person on Facebook or whoever's there. You know, it's practice sessions. We're gonna get better. Trust me.
One, two. So someone asked on Instagram saying, "So what's the plan after this COVID? That was the plan for the club."
COVID, boom, boom. COVID, boom, boom. Okay, I think you should have that.
Oh no. Well, what's
In
the
general, like
That goes to the club and that goes to the promoter. That
event space in
event
general,
space
yeah.
general. Like because obviously we know what's going on. Like Bobby's saying, concerts has been cancelled. Saying
I beg, make they fit staff. Make staff look for collapse.
I see. That's I loved the message you sent out the other day. Like, I actually had some people send it to me. That was just like shouting out to his DJs, the go girls.
You see my message?
The whatever.
You see that my message I sent out? You read them.
It's like it made some people feel warm and stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's not.
And the funny thing, I typed that. That was
someone asked me why you
that
said
shit
that kind
myself.
of message. You know what? And I thought about it. I was like, everyone's different. It's just like everyone's different, and I know it's nice and stuff like that. And I know that we should probably try and do some more stuff like that. But it's just like I feel like it's not me, and you just be a bit ingenuine for me to do something that's not me.
And
You know?
I respect you for that. And it's good for us to be unique to who we are. Funny enough, Snare, 30 minutes ago, I was speaking highly of you to him. Yes or no? You didn't know that. I was saying many good things about you to him. No. Stop giving me eye now. Stop it. Bro, if you want to do this documentary thing with me, I will say everything real. I don't have time. I was speaking highly of you to. We're all different. The way you yo, guys, forget camera, forget all this thing.
Guys, I don't know off mic. This is real life now, yeah.
I thought he was doing like a DJ Clash thing, and he's running away. Yeah. No, why are you running to? It's a Friday night.
He's scared.
You could be in the club for the next 3 hours.
He's scared. That's why.
You have what? Nah, man. Hey. What were you saying? I mean, your friend here, the DJ, is doing something. So, that's what you saying.
Pablo, how long do we have left to talk? Let's keep this time.
Just give us the time and then
we'll cut short. 11 minutes.
11 minutes.
Pablo, can you respect?
11 minutes so you can
Boss, big boss, take a seat. 11 minutes. Let's finish talking. No, 11 minutes. We've almost finished.
Hey guys, you know what they said about accent at the beginning? Guy has an American accent. So where were we?
So,
guys,
like I was saying.
For those who are joining us live on Instagram, this is just a late line discussion about the coronavirus, about the pandemic, about the club, about the promotions, and all sorts about event generally. So you're welcome to make a comment, send us your question, and you will be asked to any of the things. Thank you very much. So go ahead.
Yes. So like I was saying, you were talking about the message I sent out. And and someone said, "Why? Wait." When the person said, "Why did I send that out?" What kind of tone was it? Like, why?
No. They like the message. They're like, "Oh yeah, why don't you send out a message like that?" To,
okay. So we're all different. You see, and this is the thing. This is why. So to say, this is why black people are not in control of the economy. We all understand football, right? Yo.
I do, but you dissed me about football at the beginning.
I know, because we'll come back to that later. Do you know Manchester United?
I think everyone.
No, do you know them? Do you know Man U? Yeah. Man U. So Manchester United in their heydays were the greatest team of all time. Did they have the best players ever? Maybe, maybe not. When Alex Ferguson was reigning. Okay, I remember one particular match. We played Arsenal. We beat them Was it
So
8
you're Man U fan.
I'm
then?
Man U fan, but forget
Yeah.
forget about being a fan. We had 8 or 7 defenders on the pitch. Defenders, right back, left back,
Chelsea
playing,
style. Huh?
and we won the match
Pack the
2-0.
boss.
Now I've forgotten the point I want to make. So in a sense where I've forgotten the point I want to make now is don't go. But what I'm trying to say is that we are all different.
Yeah.
I cannot be you cannot be me. But what we need to be able to do is collaborate and
Work
make
together.
each other better. So if Daps knows how to talk and you know how to write, go and write the thing and let me speak.
Yeah.
If me I know how to talk and this person knows how to dress, let me talk and you dress, stand beside me. Let's not. It's not all about I want to talk, I want to sing, I want to.
I mean, I think you're bringing up another very interesting what's it called that it's gonna go down another rabbit hole, and ultimately it's like when people why do collaborations not work?
Wait, but you like my message, Abby? My message was nice.
Oh yeah, it was nice. It was
okay,
nice. A
thank
really
you, thank
nice
you. See,
message. Why collaborations don't work? I mean, I ultimately think, you know what? I get added to a bunch of loads of groups where people are like, oh, let's do this together.
sorry to say, sorry, God forgive. See, this is what I like to say. What was that group that Smith made last year?
What group? I can't. I was not on that group.
No, he.
No, because you told me about it. I wasn't on the group.
What was
so
that group, bro?
I have no idea. I was not on
That
the group.
group was full of shit.
I was not on the
Sorry
group,
to
so I
say.
don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, I need to just get this off my chest.
So like,
please. Wait, let me get back. Nobody's even. I need to get back. What was the group?
I
We're
have
talking
no
about
idea what you're talking
coming
about.
to.
Oh, I heard about it, but I was not on the group.
We'll come back to that.
But yeah, I mean, I think collaborations.
DJ Snare, you said to be fair. Do you want to say something, DJ Snare? Sorry. Hold on. Team Smith, respect that. Come on.
You said you wanted to say something. Say yeah.
Team Smith.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah,
respect. Team Smith,
yeah,
Team Smith, Team Smith, DJ Snare, Team Smith.
I
Respect that.
think you can be honest about how you feel and still be cool with someone. It doesn't take away from anything.
And this is why me I like the one thing I actually love the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
When I can have one thing we have to do is you have to be able to remove emotion and logic.
And
It's
just
like
be
saying
saying what you feel.
it's like
yeah.
you can be a Man U fan and I love DJ Drogba. I think he's an amazing player. But I'm a Man U fan. So when
Yeah.
we're playing, fuck you, Drogba. Oh,
Yeah,
I
you're
can't
swearing
even.
on TV.
Oh, sorry. God, whatever. But I love him.
Yeah.
So I can love what you do. I can respect you, but Drogba likes to play act. You can kick him out.
You know what? I spoke to this. This ties into what we were just talking about. I spoke to I spoke to Louis.
This thing
Right?
will travel.
Louis. You know Louis, right?
This thing will travel. Go far tonight.
You know Louis of Shubes. And,
Oh,
and
yeah,
she,
yeah,
and she
yeah.
was saying like how all the Ghanaian guys, guys that do events work together to do stuff, but the Nigerians don't. And why they don't? The Nigerians don't work together.
Because we love G wagons and Range Rovers.
No. I think because ultimately it's deep, man. Because I can't even claim to be innocent in this. It's like we value each other. We don't value each other, and I have very strong beliefs about what value I place on certain people, which wouldn't allow me to say collaborate. What I mean by that is that I think if you're going to collaborate with someone, let's say on a 50-50 basis, you have to feel like they're bringing 50 to the table, you're bringing 50 to the table. Quite often, you see people that are bringing 5 to the table and they want to collaborate on a 50-50 basis.
Question.
And so it's like, yo, why are we even discussing this? Because I know what I'm bringing to the table. What are you bringing to the table? And the thing is that I'm not trying to big up myself or anything like that, but I think if you're in the industry long enough, you kind of know what value you bring to the table. So when people are like, oh yeah, there's 10 of us, we're gonna take it 10%, and you're looking at who the other 9 people are, and you're just like, are you taking the piss? Like in the past, and we're talking what 12 years ago, I've done those kind of deals, and then at the end of the night, you see what everyone else contributed, and you'll just be like, why am I full? Like,
I think I'm breaking out the question, but I'm with you. It's like you're underselling your value.
yes, yeah, by sitting in that table and having that discussion.
Someone on Instagram, Juanita, just said, the reason being why collaboration don't work is because people are power hungry.
Money hungry.
Round of
I
applause
think
for
it's
Juanito.
even money hungry.
No. I think it's more power hungry.
More power.
I think if any of us in here Nigerian, I think when we went to school, remember when the teacher would leave the class and say, you are the noisemaker captain.
So you write the names of noisemakers.
There was no money involved, but the way the person took that role seriously was.
Yeah. You
You,
got
you,
to
ju- you just say, you just say.
I write your name. Yeah.
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
One day, someone said, you know when it's like, so someone made the noise. I was like, Tapo. I said, but it's not me. But I'm not the one that said it. Why did you already talk?
You like trouble.
But that one is power.
But I mean, but you know what? I say that as that then might be power, but I think really now is really about money. Like, it's really about money because I see. I mean, again, I say they put you in a group of 10 people and you're all discussing, 10%. And the thing is, the problem is that you expecting me to bring my best to the table on this for 10%. And what tends to happen, right? Let's even say on a 2 people basis where it's 50-50. What tends to happen is that you then go into that collaboration and at the end of the night, someone steals or someone cheats. And the person that steals and cheats, they do it because from the very beginning, they didn't value that other party to be a 50-50 partner. And it's almost like if you don't have that honest conversation, and I think, you know what, we're catching on a trend here because, you know, we're having promoters and DJs not having honest conversations about what they value that DJ at, and people going into business without having an honest conversation and just agreeing, 50-50, but then they cheat each other down the line. Or someone has told someone to steal money. We've all had stories like someone hired a little girl. They said you'll steal some money for me, blah blah blah, because they don't believe that the amount they've agreed to is equal to their worth. So I mean, I personally kind of stay away from collaborations because it's hard to even value or say what someone's worth is. But then, and I tend to
Sorry to say, Zoom is still going on. Zoom, they're getting strong.
I tend to
Shout to the Zoom crew. Oh, Zoom is live.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
So
this is
I
some
tend
real
to,
shit.
personally tend to undersell myself, but like
Say,
you know what?
I'm getting jealous.
I feel like the best people you work with is people that you undersell yourself, but then they appreciate what you bring to the table and even overcompensate and be like, yo, you're worth more than that. You know, while you have people that you undersell yourself and they're still trying to squeeze you and, you know, get what they can out of you. So I mean that's why I kind of stay away from those collaborations.
Can we cut up the music, please?
Zoom password is fast capital letters.
Yeah.
Cool. Sina, hit me with a question. Hit me with any question quickly. We just do have some. Don't think too much. Quick.
Someone has a question on
Yeah.
Instagram to you. They were like, to become
Nah,
a
teams, we
promoter,
love teams, mate.
to become a promoter,
Yeah.
what do you need?
Is it a girl or a guy?
Or is just a no?
Please find out who the person is, please. I want to
a
work.
girl.
Let me,
Wait,
no.
wait, no.
I feel like we're gonna have 2 different answers for this.
Okay,
Because
exactly.
I think we have
Because
2 different styles.
yes, because we're
of
2
this
different
completely.
people.
2 completely different.
But you know the funny thing, yeah. I don't know why. You know, you see, I was telling you something. Oh, that's why I love myself. You know, you're a very weird human being. You're actually a weird person. Let me put this off.
What's his name?
It is a bit loud. Is everyone hearing this?
Mike the Fly Guy is weird.
Let me put it off. Sorry, guys. I'll
Mike,
leave.
you're watching. Sorry.
Yo, guys, I love you. I'm gonna leave quickly because it's a bit. But yeah, follow me. You're actually a weird. You're a recluse. You're an introvert.
Yes.
You're weird.
I should be on camera.
But yeah, you said 2 different styles, and I don't know why me and him have a rapport. He's someone I feel very comfortable around him, even though when I'm around him, I respect his space in a sense because I'm a mad person. Everyone knows me. I'm a very crazy person. I just like to be like But when I'm around Falabi, my just settles down a little bit because I'm like, I'm in the midst of Walabi. But what I'm trying to say is that
good at gassing people up. That's a
no,
girl
I
on the
don't need to.
table
Bro,
booking.
I don't need to
Boom,
gash
boom,
you,
boom.
bro. Last time, wait, I don't talk about this. Is Julio is going
Don't
home.
don't worry, we'll drink them together.
Who are just joining in,
Yeah.
welcome. We're having a late night discussion about the promotion, about the events, about clubs and
I don't
promoters.
tell you now.
So the
Don't get that tell you
question
from the
that is
beginning.
thrown on right now, and we have
Huh?
our
No,
main
talk about
man.
come.
Sorry guys, this way. We have our main man for Labi, and we have one of our promoters.
Yeah,
UK
no.
promoters.
Sold out promoter. Which one is one of our promoters? Sold
One
out
of our
promoter.
best UK promoters called Sold Out. That's
Best.
what we're having.
The head to the throne.
But that's where you going. You leave me on stage. You can't be going on stage. What's
Uh,
that?
uh,
Bathroom
no,
break.
my girlfriend's outside. My baby
Bathroom
mama.
break.
One sec. My baby mama was outside.
Well, give someone else the mic. Like, can't
No, I'm here.
you this guy says I'm an introvert and then he leaves me on the stage alone.
Well, people are asking questions on Instagram, so I
Okay,
don't know.
bring the question up.
Someone said, what do you all think about racism in London?
Think about
London
what?
clubs. Racism in London clubs.
Racism.
In
Wow,
London clubs.
deep subject. Okay, like I don't think there'll be black clubs in London if not for racism. Because
Yes, I'm back. Thank you.
it's
Get
that
some
your
water.
guys, which girlfriend here that came and disappeared?
You-
Water.
oh,
Oh no, they asked the question by the way.
Question,
you
please.
missed- They said, "What do you think about racism in clubs in London?"
okay, cool. That's a. I don't really want to talk about racism and stuff but racism.
No, we can talk about it without getting too deep on black lives.
Wait. Sorry. Listen, I am super lit, but I'm too smart. Somebody asked, "What does it take to be a promoter?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Do-
haven't answered.
Do you
that.
have that person's handle and everything?
No, I talked about this.
Well,
Please,
you didn't
if
say
you're the
no.
person who asked, "What does it take to be a promoter?" Send the message again. We want to add you, want to follow you, want to work with you, want to connect with you. Because I think not a lot of people understand what actually takes to be a promoter. They just think that we just come, we just drink champagne, we just come, we just smoke Igbo. It's a
Not
gamble.
Misha.
It's a very big gamble. Yes, it's a lucrative job.
It can be.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, do you know what it is?
it can be. Because you know the thing is, I think we're privileged. We're doing okay, but it's not everyone.
Okay,
that
let me speak with life experience. Like I said, me and Sned did an event. We did an event in Manchester. The event was sold out, Javi. Mad.
Yeah, you guys are crazy, man.
Bro, you know me. My outside is different anyway. Somebody, bro. I'm in London. Listen. I'm a promoter from London. I'm not even blown. Maybe I'm top 10 or I'm not even top 3 or top 5. I went to Manchester and I scattered the whole place. What am I trying to say? But he will not know what I went through. He doesn't know he doesn't know any of my struggles. So let's say at the end of the night,
it's definitely hard.
let's say at the end of the night, I didn't pay him. You just think, this guy, the motherfucker. See this place is full.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
that's
sorry.
another thing people don't notice, that sometimes a place is full doesn't mean
Of
like
course, it doesn't mean
it was
money.
profitable.
It doesn't, but that's another topic for another day. We cannot. So you just think, this place is full. This guy don't give me money. See people, bro. You will not know that I went to Manchester 2 weeks before. I jumped on train. Do you understand? I went to Manchester 2 weeks before my event. I stand outside. I was in the outside. Sorry. On the day of the event, I bought 9 bottles of champagne with my own money.
Yeah.
On the day of the event, as an idiot. 2 weeks before the event, I was outside in the rain, handing out flyers. Come to my event. So he doesn't need to see that. That's not his business. It's my brand. At the end of the day, it's like it's me. So I'm there handing out flyer. I'm there messaging people. I'm there sitting on my phone, messaging all my Snapchat contacts, 11,000 people one by one. I'll send them flyer. Then I'll send them the message. And I'll send them question mark. And
I know it's hard. It's hard work.
So yes, it looks like it's a joke, but so promoting, it looks like a joke. That's why when I sit beside people like this, for me it's an honor. Not because it's like, wow. And you're smart. It's like, bro, this is party. You don't use music where person sing. They sing the song already. You can't use it and make money. To me, it's mad. It's like, oh my God. It's like, oh my God. It's crazy. It's illegal. You should go to prison. How can you take someone's song? Come in a building and say, oh my God, let me buy your child for £20. that is
we'll pay
that is better,
PRS.
that is better than selling drugs. It's mad, bro. No, look. You are taking music that someone has made. It's streaming on iTunes already. It's streaming on SoundCloud. You come in the building
But
and then
I think again you're being humble because it's a lot of work because like you're ultimately what you're selling is not necessarily just the music, it's the experience you're selling. And I've seen you come to the club with like customers and how you treat them, how you make sure they're getting okay, how you make sure even the emails you send afterwards to make sure they're good and to make sure they had a good time. So it's really a lot of like taking care of people, and I guess the bigger you get and the more people you have, the harder it is to actually maintain that level of service. Because I think one thing people complain about in our industry is like, I mean, especially the customers, not everyone feels, especially people that are regular, you know them, you treat them well, you're thinking, but not everyone comes out feeling, like, yo, that was yeah, feeling appreciated,
did that
feeling like there's
lady
money
that
well
asked
spent.
is she didn't reply.
Another question.
Okay, cool.
Are you ready for the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone on Instagram asked that what kind of look are you going for with the new refurbishment?
Well, I mean, do you know what? I'm not an interior designer. I've got an architect, and he designed something, and I was just like, let him go with it, because frankly, I'm the kind of person that wants. If I got what I wanted, it would end up looking ugly. So like, I've been smart
Sorry,
enough.
apologies. He just
Yeah.
needs a charger. Apologies. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ask anyone for a charger. You get a charger. No, this is dead.
So yeah. So for
You
me,
can use the wire, but the battery pack is dead.
the architect drew something. It looked nice, and I was just like, leave it to the experts because I know nothing about design.
All right, thank you very much.
There's one question I felt like we missed out. Racism in
Oh, racism in UK clubs. Yes.
in clubs. Okay, so one thing I was gonna say, right? Because this has been on my mind because this whole Black Lives Matter. Because somebody said to me like, "Yo, are you gonna write a post about Black Lives Matter?" And I really had to pause. Actually, DJ, somebody said that to me as well. There was two people that said that to me. I really had to pause, and I, you know what I replied to somebody. I said we are Black Lives Matter, and I don't know if he got what I meant at that point because the thing is that when I was in first year of
what?
uni,
Big Boss can. Oh, finish. I want to cut
yeah,
you off, but finish.
when I was in first year of uni, myself and a friend of mine, we went out literally almost every week, and 80% of the time we will not get into anywhere. 80% of the time in London, 80% of the time we will not get into anywhere, and it could be any reason. They'll be like, they don't like your shoes. After 2 weeks of them like not liking your shoes, you know the kind of shoes to wear. It'll be like they'll just be looking at you and they just won't answer you. And
But you're not even a party goer like that.
no, that was first year of uni, man. There was time. So like there wouldn't actually be any Cococure if there wasn't racism in London. Because I don't think we're like our affinity to listen to Afrobeats is so great that because you know what? They play Afrobeats in the West End. So like we would all be Western clubs look nice. The only thing is that they don't treat us well. Like the last time I've probably been to a Western club once in the last 5 years, and that once I was outside for 2+ hours on a
District?
This was like a market research night.
Was that
No,
district?
no, not district. It was the box.
The box. Okay.
It was a weekday night. Somebody told me, yeah, let's go and check out West End so that you know how things have changed and kind of thing. But we're out there for 2 hours, and it was just like at some point I was like, yo, I'm too going for this. Like, I'm going to get going home. But that is how they treat us. And I'm a person that tries to see two sides of the coin, but there's even nothing to see on that side of the coin because like Western clubs like to say like, oh, if you're black guys particularly, you might be trouble, you may be aggressive, you may be whatever. But when I got into the box, like there's all sorts of stuff happening in that place that like black guys is the least of their worries. They just don't want to see us because commercially for them it's not good business. And so I mean that's their thing. I have I do business with Western venues sometimes, but it's just that I don't attend the venues. But we only exist because they won't let us in. So, and that's just one example of racism in London. Because I actually had a long discussion with a friend of mine who was like, you know what, we're trying not to enter Black Lives Matter, but like, who was like, oh, why are people protesting in London? Because this is not America. No police is doing whatever to you. And I think it's easy to say that because the more a lot of the Black Lives issue is about inequality because the better off you are, the less you feel um, that leg in your neck. You still
The
feel
more
it,
privileged you are, the less
yeah,
oblivious you are to the
yeah. You still
situation.
feel it, but it's not affecting you as much anymore. Then you have recourse. You can find a lawyer, you can talk back, you can whatever. But when you have nothing, it's like you are at the mercy of whatever the system dishes out to you. But let's not do Black Lives Matter talk today, because
The question was racism
in clubs.
Okay, you answered maybe. Oh, okay. I was getting a bit comfortable. He went to a different side. I'm trying to answer quickly. Yes, there is racism in UK clubs. Why? Because we as black people caused it. Apologies to say. Um, we go to these Western clubs and we cause trouble. No, actually, don't even say we cause trouble. We used to cause trouble. I believe we're reformed. I believe we're changed. I believe we're moving forward. We used to cause trouble. We'll go there in groups. We'll still wear our white shirts and we'll come down with fight. So yes, the average white man, the average Turkish, the average Polish, whoever the security there, yes, they might be racist. Yes, they might be prejudiced. But it's because we have a history of causing trouble. So there always is going to be racism because we don't know how to carry ourselves as black people. It's
Man, that
bro,
one's deep.
bro.
Do you know?
I know.
I can't.
Listen, I'm
do you
a
know what?
promoter.
Actually,
I've been to district a number of times. Okay, I've been to Cirque du Soir. I was banned from there. I had to bribe my way back in. Did I do it? Do you know why I was banned from Cirque du Soir?
right.
Because on a very good night like this, I'm enjoying my drink, everything.
Don Julio and stuff.
You know how it is. I've gone there with my footballer mate. You know.
Yeah. You know what that
Yeah,
is.
we know now. You know now. Somebody, please listen up. So I've gone to the Circle as well with my footballer mate. At the door, we've paid 4K straight cash. Count back 4K table. Boom.
Yeah.
Main table as you go in.
What's that? Weekday, weekend?
And it was Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
man. Tuesday nights is Western nights.
No
these
mind
days.
though. Tuesday night. So I was at the table. I've seen a lady. I'm walking upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intoxicated. Yes, I'm very intoxicated.
Gone.
I'm gone. As I'm walking upstairs, as a very drunk person, I'm just doing my own thing, walking. Let's see. Joke, so I swear to God, somebody just pushed me. Bah. Obviously, I can understand where they're coming from. I'm irritating them. They want to go upstairs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm a customer.
Yeah.
I didn't pay the 4K from my pocket, but my friend did.
Yeah.
And if my friend did,
was it a member of staff that pushed you?
yes, it was the
Okay,
manager.
yeah.
It was to my own fault, to my own bad luck. Assistant manager, white
Okay.
woman, push me. So me, as a normal guy, I said, "Are you mad? What's going on here? I just scattered the whole place." Next thing, security outside. You can't come. Manager. The truth is, was I drunk? Yes.
Yes. They won't let you back in.
Was I drunk? Yes. Was I misbehaving? Yes. Did I do anything that was too bad? No. Was it?
Yeah, but I mean,
bro, she pushed me.
Yeah.
So,
But you did. You know, one thing is that, especially as people that work in the events industry, like I see our jobs as a lot of risk assessment. And if I don't know you personally, and you've done something to show me that I can't control you,
Of course.
I can't take that risk.
Of course.
It's just not worth
Of course.
any
But
amount of begging.
that's why sometimes
we've got a question.
yeah.
Someone on Instagram asked that why do black promoters work for the racist London clubs?
What for the racist what?
London clubs.
That's a good question.
because
I
black
no, no.
customers want to go to
Yes,
racist
yes, no,
London
no, but,
clubs.
but we don't know more. That was 2, 3 years ago. We don't work with
Yeah,
no
but
racist
we don't
clubs no
tend
more.
to.
Why
were
did we?
you
No,
working
no.
in?
The question was: is it why do we or did we?
You
Say
said
the
why
question
do
right.
black promoters?
We don't work with them no more
No,
But
I mean
what was the reason why you worked with them?
because we wanted
before?
to make money.
because
No, no, no. Because
okay,
we wanted
yeah,
to make
no, but
money.
your answer is, let me say my answer.
Oh, sorry,
But
apologies.
the thing is,
Apologies.
I think ultimately, like you put up an event, and I don't want to label any club as racist.
Yeah, you need water.
Because
Which one?
who exactly is racist? Is it the manager who is just doing their job? Is it the owner who is just doing their job? Is it the policy someone's put in place?
We all know that sometimes
Yeah,
when
I
we go
mean,
to
I
clubs.
know what you mean, and I'm not trying to like defend them or anything. But what I'm saying ultimately is that like we do events in those venues because the customers want it. And I can say this, I can test it that like if I book a venue that's not one of the Western venues and you put out the event, like nobody will bat an eyelid. But you book one of those Western venues and you put an event and you know, your people you've not heard from for 5 years finally find your number somehow. Like, hey, you're having this thing tonight, and you're like, wow. But that's how it is. The customers actually want to go to those venues, and that's the only reason why people tend to book those venues in the first place. And I think we've definitely grown as an industry because back in the day we're definitely at the mercy of those guys. The events are not as frequent, so we have to go to them, and they always put us on bank holiday Sunday because, well, to be blunt, white people tend to travel out of the country. They go on holiday on bank holidays, and so the clubs don't have customers to come in on bank holidays, so they don't mind you doing events on the bank holiday Sunday. So
That was the main reason.
that was it. They were free on that day. They won't have any other customers on that day. But you know what? At the same time, being on the other side, I can't say I understand, but I see how for them it was a risk management decision. And the venues that did allow us to have events there were really doing things that some other venues would not even dream of doing at all. So, like, you know, it's difficult, man. I don't like.
Someone said something on YouTube. Diva B. She said working for racist club is called playing the game until you are in position where you can change the game.
What's her name, sorry?
Diva
Yes,
B.
asking for everybody's game.
No, no, no.
Working.
Do you know why? No, because there's certain people that say, because if I'm lying, God punish me. I said a statement today.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to someone. I said I know how to play the game.
Yeah.
The world is run by a certain race, a certain individual. If you don't know how to play the game,
Yeah.
you're not going to be accepted.
But
You have to,
yeah, I
and
see.
it sounds sad, but you have to know how to lick ass so you can be the shit.
You
have
definitely
to.
you definitely have to find yourself.
You have to.
But I mean, some of us, you know what? It depends on the industry and the
You
game.
have to, unless you just want to be a nick.
Industry and the game, because I feel like um I think everyone who's black has had conversations around Black Lives Matter over the last couple of days, and I feel for myself, a friend of mine who what's it called, just didn't think things were that deep in the UK. And I said two things for him, which caught his attention. I said, in the UK, especially this whole coronavirus we're going through, you realize that most black businesses take personal loans to run their business, while white businesses take business loans to run their business. And there's a big difference in that, because when you take a business loan, if your business can't pay it, is your business problem. But when you take a personal loan, if you can't pay it, it's your personal problem. It's your house, it's your family, it's your whatever. So that's the first thing I told him. And the second thing I told him was that, you know what, like I I personally quit the corporate world because I felt like the way the system was designed.
Sorry, this is a personal question. Were you making more money in the corporate world, or when you work in the corporate world, you making more money there, or working more money in that event?
Well, that was a long time ago.
That's
So
a, it's a question. No,
you can't even compare.
just do the inflation rates.
I don't know what the
quick
inflation
one.
rate is.
Question. So you know what?
Someone on YouTube asked another question saying, How do you deal? That's what she meant. How do you deal with promoters that tell you that they didn't make money? Do you work with them again or
Some of
not?
them didn't
Is
make
that
money.
is that person a
Some of them
DJ
didn't make money
staff
though.
or
It's just
No, some
on
of them didn't
YouTube.
make money. Some of them didn't make money. I mean, there's a story, and I'm not gonna mention names, but like there's a story that really stings me because I worked with someone, and you know what? This is interesting because this is not things I would say out on a normal day. It stings me because I worked with someone, and at the end of the night, they came up with like, oh, there's this extra bill we haven't paid. That is, and it was a big bill.
the person you're talking about? Is this thing you're saying sounds very familiar?
Yeah, it was a big bill, and it's like there's this extra bill we haven't paid, and it's this, and I'm like, I don't. And the thing is that they actually went and did something to make that bill come about, and I just, you know, what, after that day,
production.
to today, the person doesn't know. After that day, I was like, told myself, yeah, I'm not working with that person.
You just
again.
said the person's name.
Huh?
You just said the name.
Right? No, there's loads of people I don't work with. No, it's not even. It's not who you think. It's not what you think. There's loads of people. But yeah, after that day, it's like because I'm a believer in agreements. It's not even contracts. Like we discuss something, it is what we said it's gonna be.
But see what we don't understand is that's why you're here. That's why out of all the promoters, out of everyone who's been doing this, that's why you're here in the seat.
Everyone is where they are.
No, no, no. I could be wrong. You might be. Listen, you see, people can only show you what they want you to see. This guy could be the fakest, stingiest thief ever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But why you're here in this seat to me is because you're a guy that has integrity.
I like to think so.
I'm not. I said maybe. I don't know. You bro, you don't know the color. You don't listen. The problem is that I'm wearing this everything here. The color of my pants. You don't know the color of my pants. That's the only thing I know.
Like this has become.
So you don't know about my pants. So
this has become an ass licking session. Yeah? I mean,
no, it's not.
let me say something.
We've got another question.
Quick question. Let's go to question.
Yeah, we've got a lot of questions coming in. So someone asked, do you have any plans in place for social distancing once the club is given the go ahead to open?
Do you know what? Like,
See you next Friday, girl.
The government is going to decide what their plans are. I don't think a club can operate with social distancing. It's just not possible. It's just not. There's no point, to be honest. And people don't even understand the economics of a club. Like, it takes a certain amount of people in the building before it's even profitable. So it's not even worth opening the door on social distancing. People just, yeah. There's people here, you're making money. Like, and you know the worst thing? People do this thing where they be like, oh, what's the capacity of the venue? Oh, 250, 20 pounds a head. Oh, wow, me 5K. Boom. And they forget about, first of all, how many people actually pay to get in? How much do they pay to get in?
Yes, but
how many people are on tables?
I agree.
And so let's even talk about the revenue is even a lot less than
you. Funny thing, you came from a different angle. When you have a venue capacity, I've never said staff. Let's say the staff is 10.
Yeah.
That means it's now 240.
Yeah.
Let's say security is 220. Let's say something Festida, 2 Festidas.
The numbers are going to be
keeps
less.
on coming down.
Most clubs have like it's free before a certain time.
Exactly.
So you've had all those people in for free. Most clubs have like you have a table. Some of your people are free. Blah blah blah. So then you have like people, your regulars or your people that are calm that are just thinking. So like, and then not everyone is paying the price that people are thinking they're paying. So like, and then there's all sorts of costs to run the place and the thingy. It's interesting because I've been on both sides now, just doing events and running a venue, and
both sides making money.
And I would say, to be honest, you know what? If you have a big enough venue size, it's actually not a bad business. Versus both sides has its pros and cons.
2 floors.
No, both sides has its pros and cons. And you know what? Doing events on a venue, you can live a life that's almost riskless. Because I believe, you know what, in life.
What's what you use? Riskless.
Riskless. Because in life, any money you make is because of extra risks you're taking. You're not going, there's no free money. No matter how you think of, even if you're going to do something criminal, there's no free money. You're taking a risk. So anything that's going to add to your pocket, you have to take some kind of risk. So running a venue, entails another whole set of risks that can run you down, that can run you out of business completely. While just doing events, the thing is right now, right? There's COVID, the venues are shut. Like people doing events at venues might be like, oh shit, there's no money. But people that are running the venues are like, they're paying rent. So FUCED, the word. But like, yeah. So it is what it is. I don't even know what question we're answering that we got there.
Well, I have a question, Kevin, asking best and worst aspects of working in a club.
What?
Best and worst aspects working in a club.
Working in a club.
Let me start because I went to the toilet again. This is the third time. The worst aspect. Shit, that's funny. The worst aspect is that. Well, one of the worst aspects is that people just think you're not serious, in a sense where.
I agree with that.
When I was asked the question, answer the question, I was asking from a woman perspective. What the women in my life think I'm all serious? They just think, you a player, you a.
I even think people call you a promoter, and I think that word is loaded. And
that's why you sway away from that word. But I
just don't like that label.
But that's the thing. It's like saying. Let me think of it's like saying, let's say some people when you say talk about rap, some people will say Ice Spililla is a joker or something. That one song set him good for life. I know I could be wrong, but whatever he's doing, that ice baby, that's paid for.
Everybody's
it.
still singing.
He's a joke. So you can think this event we're just jumping, we're shouting, where it's still. I always tell people the club is as important to the community as the church and the mosque.
Oh no, that's another topic.
Oh, that's not.
Not for today.
I keep it too real. The club. Trust me. Do you know why? Because the average person will go to club. Every person will go to church. Every person will go to mosque. When you're working in the finance industry, you're working with numbers, everything. Your manager is telling you need to hit this target. Where are you going to on a Friday or Saturday? You're not going to church to say, Jesus help me. Going to the club to this thing. So when they get to that door, they see that sexy door girl. Hey, Julian, you're back again. Trust me, it's an experience, bro. Trust me. Do you know the funny thing? Yo, somebody. Everything I say is going to sound like a joke. No, trust me. UK clubs have reduced the rate of suicide in this country.
Amen to that.
It's not amen, it's a fact. Trust me, bro. It sounds funny. I am telling you, the clubs have reduced. Club they help people.
I think the best thing about working in a club, and I think this is literally true for whatever role you have in a club. Even for I've not been in every role, but I assume it's true for most roles, in that you get to, especially as black people, because we like to party, like your friends come around. It's like working in a workplace where your friends can actually come and you can take a bit of time off and have a good time with them. It's a lot of work, because one of the worst things is that you don't actually realize you give up your social life, because unless you have time off, you're there every weekend when you could otherwise be, I don't know, playing poker, doing some fun stuff. You give up your social life, but on the flip side, you can get to spend time with friends. I guess you get to see your friends once in a while when they come out, and in an atmosphere that's all about celebrating stuff.
Did I miss anything?
People.
Another question someone asked.
Wow, the questions are coming in. I like that. Nice, dope. Shout out to DJ Unbreakable, man. Live, doing these things.
This is Ogado 3. He said, do you see the club flowing back to normal in the next future?
Do we see the clubs
going back to normal
in the next future?
Oh, that's
in the next how long?
Well, it didn't say how
long.
It didn't say how long.
The next future.
Okay, me. Of course, I think that's a. Let me not say what I want to say. Of course, the clubs will definitely go back, and I think a lot of promoters and venue owners will be grateful when things go back to normal. We're all suffering now. We're all in a sticky situation, but it will go back. And I think, in a sense, where please, let's please give the mic to him. He wants to speak. Give him the mic. I think, but yeah, they will go back to normal. You know, me personally, I'm happy that this. I'm not happy, but this is open people's eyes. This is my job. Your job. Listen, a lot of people have been paid, are getting paid from what they do. I've not been paid since the 7th of March.
7th of March.
Now we're June 5th. I've not been paid. I've not made money.
Speak out there.
Any money I've spent in the last March 7th to now is, boy, that's just, I don't even know what that is. That's, I've not, so when you come to if you want to come on club, I promise to give you the best experience, the best customer service. I promise to listen to everything. I promise to give you a vibe you never experienced before. And this, do you see what this has done? Now as promoters, as entrepreneurs, as club owners, as marketers, let us give the customers what they deserve. So when you come there, you don't know me, bro. Pay your money. Come in. I'll give you the experience. Want to enjoy? Yeah, pay. Enter. We'll show you.
I'm going to respond without virgin because I was about to verge into something else. But yeah, let's say something.
Let's talk.
No, I think the club will be way better when you get back, because it's like you giving you see, like a newborn baby, when they give a newborn baby opportunity to walk again, you'll be like, wow, this is what we've been missing. I think it will be more wild.
It'll be more appreciated.
Yeah, like people will be like, oh. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere like the hospitality industry is like maybe the third largest in the UK or something, bigger than, I've forgotten. They should have named. Is it no, hospitality in general? So restaurants, bars, pubs, leisure of all sorts. Yeah. So I think ultimately it would have to be open. No, you know what? I think I don't even want to say what race plays in clubs, and because white people like pubs more than, like, white people are more into pubs, and frankly, pubs as well can't do social distancing. Pubs can't do social distancing, so ultimately things will have to get back to normal at some point because I need to use the water. Things will have to get back to normal. No, give me Red Bull. No.
We got question coming in right, left, and center. So the next question someone asks is this is by coco.centric on Instagram. The person asks that can other promoters promoters book Cococure?
If you want to book Cococure, you send an email to info@cococure.com. No. If you don't have money, no.
Let me answer that question honestly and truthfully. And you know what? Because I've gotten a lot of calls about that.
Sorry. I apologize. Falabi, take a sip of your drink. Come on, man.
Because
no. Sorry.
Wait, let me answer the question.
No, apologies, guys. I'm sorry.
Let me answer. I said I want to drink Red Bull.
Sip of your drink.
It's 12:30. You see, let me answer the question.
I'll go home. I don't like this kind of interview.
There's a condition on our lease that does not allow us to have other promoters do events in the venue. There's a condition on our lease, so we would be breaking that condition for that to happen. So because of that, it's not something we do. Now, at the beginning, I saw that as a negative, but for me, I've honestly just turned into a positive, or an opportunity really to build on the kind of events we can do. And we are the reason we are not doing more is because we are focused on making sure the ones we are doing, we're making them better, and we are learning, and we are gaining feedback. And you can just be doing a whole bunch of stuff, and everything is just up and down anyway. But yeah, there's a condition on our list that doesn't allow for it.
Okay. We've got another question by Mr. Oli HQ. Well, I guess that's headquarters. The question is, why do promoters and club owners expect DJs to bring the crowd?
Oh, boom, 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 boom. I think it's always a bonus. Wait, I'm about to take a break. I need a 2 minute break. I'll take a sip. Hopefully, there's no corona in this thing. I mean, do you know what?
Sorry. Who said that?
But Mr. Oli HQ.
Bros, when you want send message,
Is it a London DJ?
sorry. When you want send message next time, use your rule handle.
Is it a London DJ?
Which crowd?
I mean, I think it's always a bonus, and I think every promoter would be lying if they say they don't think about the DJ's followership when they book the DJ. I think it's something that's embedded in whether the DJ's price or the DJ's brand and whatever. I have never heard of anybody turning to the DJ and being like, "Yo, why didn't you bring your people?" Yo, or why? Probably, well, why didn't you bring your people?
I think it's more now in this day and age. Before, promoters, even though I wasn't there before.
I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, you're going to leak as well. Followers left the building for now, so it's all on me. I'm here. You can fire questions at me.
Okay, we'll go on for Mr. Daps. Someone said Mr. Daps was MIA for a while as lockdown started. Any reason?
Oh, I've been M&A. Who said that?
Master_W.
I beg, let me take that person feature. I go message them privately. I want bros now money no day, so I just lock up shop straight. But what people no, but on a real note, jokes aside, like in this job you sacrifice a lot. Like a lot of people think that we're money hungry, and yes, we are money hungry. But there's a lot of times I do things and I do it for the benefit of the people. There's a lot of times I'll take table bookings, I'll take birthday bookings, I'll tell them it's 350, 450, whatever. And like, there's this thing. How much is the average? I'm a promoter, remember. So I'm a promoter, I don't own the club. How much is a bottle of Ciroc in a club? A bottle of Ciroc in a club is 150. So I'll tell you, the table is 450, so minus 150. You got £300 left. I'm coming with 10 people. So you've already got 450 minus 150, that's £300. You're coming with 10 people. £20 times 10, what's that? £200. You got £100 left. Because you have to, it's a club, it's a building. People are coming in. I need to give a subsidiary to the club to say, there's 10 people that have come in. This even if I'm going to go and eat that money later on, I'm going to get a percentage. It's still a business. I say, 20 people have come in, 10 people have come in. This is £20 per their head. At the end of the day, how much is left? 100, 80, 50 pounds. I'm going to give you a cake. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. So a lot of times people think, promoter is just making chopping money. No, we're not. At the end of the day, we're trying to give you a good time, and we're trying to chop money as well. We're trying to stay alive. So me, I've been quiet because I've just gone back to I've just gone into the dark to go and think about what kind of promoter I want to be, how I'm going to come back better, what can I do right, what have I done wrong, and I'm money no day right now. So if you want to help me,
you were quiet for a while. You disappeared off Snapchat.
I did. I beg, send me that. I want that question. I like those kind of question. Maybe we know them.
Okay. We've got another question. Do you need
my question they come? Normally question they come like this. So where the guy? Where that W guy? Man, go follow for Snapchat. Now go kill him. W.
Max Sederson. Okay, we got a question. Someone asked a question about saying, is it draining having to go into a party environment every single weekend?
Is it draining having to what?
Having to go into a party environment 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you kind of lose, like parties, especially for people that.
By the way, guys, amazing questions coming through.
People
really dope questions.
Birthdays, it's always a special day for them, but people that work in the clubs is another weekend. You know what? Especially on Saturdays, because if you've been out working on a Friday, and then the thing is that chances are Saturday during the day you've been sleeping, you're tired, and then it gets to nighttime and you're out again. So it is quite draining. It's not as fun as it looks often at times, especially when you compare it to people that they're celebrating that one day in the year. It's their birthday, it's their graduation, it's something special for them.
Basically to answer, because I think 3 questions have come in that are similar. Yes, The promotion industry is lucrative. Yes, we do make good money. Yes, we do have a great time. But but it is stressful, and we're not money. Well, most of us are not money hungers. When we know we're not. We want to give you a good experience as well. Yes, I want to go home. I want my pocket to be full, but we want to give you a. What's the point? Like me personally, imagine you come to the club and you don't have a good time, but my pockets are full. It doesn't add up. I want you to come again. I want you to tell you. I want you to be like, oh yeah, sold out. That guy, yeah, came my birthday. Give me a cake. He did, but all those things cost money. Like when you come to the club and you get a nice cake, not a Tesco £5 cake. When you got a proper real
Costco.
cake. I don't even do, bro. Me, I do premium. See when I do cake, when I do
know
birthday
someone that
packages,
does Costco.
bro. Why are you saying Costco? You go to Hummingbird. Stop.
But
See,
you no,
see,
I
that's the
said
guy
I know
no,
somebody that does Costco.
That's the sorry. That's the problem, yeah. See, you go to Hummingbird. Hummingbird cake is £25. How much is the table?
I mean, the customers are paying for it.
Yeah, they're
They're
not paying for it. They're paying.
They're paying.
They're not paying for it because
Yeah.
if you break down what they've paid, it doesn't cover what you've given them.
I mean,
They're paying. They're not paying for it.
It's a loss leader, but
Exactly. So what I'm trying, what people understand is that yes, it sounds like oh my god, but okay, sorry to say, when you come to a venue like this, the Ciroc is probably 150, 180, one something. If they had their way, it could be £50. My brother, is this EC?
yeah, EC.
When EC, at the end of the year, we have to pay a business, something called
You,
business.
you, know,
If you don't know,
you touch on a very important because I tried to read customer feedback. There's a feedback I read a couple of
like
days
I said,
ago.
conversation for another
And
day.
it was about drinks prices and
Please,
stuff.
I beg, follow me for Snapchat. Or I'm Daps. I am DAPS. May I call that 1 or 2 follower? Maybe
It was about drinks prices and the price being
expensive.
and
I
stuff
can't
like
lie,
that.
fucking
And
expensive.
I mean, the thing is, ultimately, I feel like the way market economics, it's not like venues are meeting up with each other and say, "Oh, let's charge the customers this." Ultimately, and honestly, as black venues, like we have burdens on us that actually cost money to service. People don't realize that the more people cause trouble in venues, the higher the cost of security is, the higher other costs are that actually end up inflating the prices of drinks in the venue. Ideally, you'd have the drinks prices all down, and more people would buy drinks, more people have a better time, and all in all, it will be a good night. And as well, the other thing is, the other point to touch on is that the cheaper the drinks are, the more intoxicated people are. So pricing drinks price is actually quite a complex thing where you have to actually think about the alcohol content of what you're selling and how drunk people can get on that. Because it's the more drunk people in your venue are going to get, the higher other costs are going to be for you, whether especially security. So you have to strike a balance where it's not too low that everyone gets drunk, it's not too high that nobody has a good time. So it's just, you know, well for us.
Okay,
that's
guys,
it.
we've got, even though this is not, we're going to go to 1 a.m. We've got 16 minutes or so left. Let's wrap it up. Let's not do too much today. Next week is another week. If you've got questions, throw
we've
them
got
in.
questions because someone asked on Instagram saying, "Who is more respected, the promoter or the DJ?"
That's a stupid question. Sorry to say.
You know what?
No,
I'm gonna go off tangent.
Who is more respected? Who is more loved? I'll open the question up.
Who is more loved? Definitely the DJ.
Of course, who's more
Definitely
respected?
DJ is
The
more
promoter?
loved.
Yeah, the promoter.
Who's more respected? I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of people
The
don't even know
promoter.
who does. Well, shout at me for Mike. It's different. You know what? There is something off tangent, right? And this is me going because I have this peeve about DJs feeling undervalued at the end of an event. And this is some DJs, because just earlier on you were talking about how people come to your event and you give them a good time. You're talking about everything that makes that experience special for the customers you have. And some DJs truly believe that some, not many, but some truly believe that they are the singular reason why why it's a good night. But you know the thing is that sometimes DJ's music is amazing, but like if the customer feels roughed up by security at the door, there's no way they're gonna have a good time. So it's like there's so many things that goes into creating that vibe, and the music is definitely an essential part and an important part of it. But there are some DJs that truly believe it's all about me, and that's why people are here. They came to see me. They love me. They want me and thingy, and it just so that's why I feel there's a bit of friction with DJs and event promoters and whatever. But the people that work well together work well together. People that understand each other, and you know,
Well, we have a shout out by Energy Gods.
Oh, shops, is that shops to do?
Yeah, Shubs.
Real G,
So,
real
it
G.
says, we need a show here. DJ and artist performance. That can we make that happen?
yeah, of course.
No, hey, no, Shopsy, talk to us, message us, message us. Shopsy, message us. Shopsy, maybe talk. But no, 100%, and to say this out and direct, I like Shop. I was watching his Instagram the other day. I like him, I like Shopsy. See, one thing about me, I always say the truth. I like many things about him and I dislike many things about him. But one thing I like about him is that he is the kind of person. Is it open? Oh,
Yeah, well, it's open.
oh, so one thing I like, he's always someone who's trying to connect. He's not so.
He's a champion for African artists.
Always trying to. Something kind of person I'll say, I get yam for also. You get egg. I maybe fried egg. Where they bring yam come, we go boil them. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of person he is. You know what I'm saying? So, boss, let us call Mr. Falabi. Falabi go call me then. Actually, from next week, let's start it. So it's happened. Shops to do whatever you want to do, just come. We don't start down. It's not even like, boss. It's not even live show. It's just realism. We're just keeping it real.
Yeah.
We're going to call Smith here. We're going to call Toba. Because we cannot be saying Black Lives Matter. We can't be saying Africa. We want to say Afro Nation. My brother, what have you done?
You know what?
No, wait. This is the real house, Nick. This is the real fucking question. You want to say no? It's not language. Fuck language. You want to say Afro Nation? What have you done for your young Afrobeat promoters in the country?
Well, this young Afrobeat promoters.
No, bro. Let's keep it real. I know. You can't say Afro Nation. That's a big word.
Afro Nation is going to be a deep topic.
Falabi, that's what I said next week. This is all a joke. Listen.
No.
Wait, let me finish. You cannot say Afro. You cannot say Afro. They say nation. What have you done for the young Afrobeat promoters in Clapham?
What are the young Afrobeat promoters? Because I don't.
Has made ever cool beats come and do an event with them?
Bro, are you that young? Eh?
What do you mean? Am I that young?
What, me?
This guy, are you taking the quiz? Who? Wait,
you guys are testing.
Wait. You see, this is why I don't. This is why I won't come. This is why I don't come on these kind of platforms. Bro, I'm the only young Afrobeat promoter.
Guys,
stop it, bro.
But you've been in this industry for a bit now. So young is not about age though.
I've been
young is about.
And I've been in the industry for a bit, and it's fucking embarrassing that I've been in the industry for a bit and nobody has come after me.
Come after you? What do you mean? In what way? You mean like new people coming up?
Okay, it's not even a title that I'm trying to claim. Who is the best young promoter, Afrobeat promoter that you know?
I don't think there's any young Afrobeat promoter, and I guess that's the point you're making. That's the point you're making.
Who is the best Afrobeat? Who is the young? They say work with the youngest Afrobeat promoter that is hot. Who are you gonna work with? Me.
I mean, I wouldn't have considered you young. I wouldn't have considered you young, but I get what you mean.
No, I said Afrobeats.
Afrobeats uni promoters are there.
Thank you. Thank you for correcting my ignorance.
Afrobeats uni promote. I don't actually know.
You have different scenes. So where exactly?
So
what scene?
So no wait. Sorry to say. You just told me. I swear to God, you just told me something no now. So there's Afrobeat Club. We are Afrobeat Club. There's guys that in Coventry and Leicester and then Leeds. They are selling out everything. I'm ignorant. That's a joke.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a whole big topic because I think.
Sorry, not to go back to that. Not respect. You cannot say Afro. So you cannot. Like me saying. You cannot. Actually, I'm not even forget. I want to say you cannot say Afro Nation. That is Afro Caribbean, African nation, we're a nation, but you don't want to Afro Nation Clapham or Afro Nation Dagenham.
I still don't understand though. I'm a bit
We'll
confused.
understand next week. Maybe
Eh?
maybe what I'm saying is not maybe it's the man. You know, it's like say it's what I'm trying to say is that we go around saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But my neighbor,
Are you saying that are you saying that Afro Nation is not working with younger
no,
up
it's
and
not,
coming?
no.
Or
What I'm trying to say is that we cannot. What I'm trying to say is that we go around making statements. What I'm trying to say is that we all have imperfections within us.
yeah,
I'm the kind of person I'll be like, have you helped your neighbor? My neighbor is like the dustbin person has come to take our dustbin in our estate. They're taking my own dustbin. They need to knock on my neighbor's door. I have my neighbor's number. I've not even said, neighbor, they're outside though.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm now saying, I'm here for Black Lives. Bro, what you have done is everything that you're trying to proclaim. What I'm trying to say is that as much as holy as we try to proclaim and we're human beings, we're always going to be at fault. We cannot be perfect. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm saying, how would I explain it? As much as you're here with me now, there's something you could have done more to help me, and there's something I could have done more to help
but
you.
you're doing good.
See, that's the problem. What do you mean I'm doing good?
You're doing good.
What do you mean I'm doing good?
You're doing good. Like you said, are there any others coming after you?
Yeah, that is
you
bad.
you make a strong
bro,
point.
I've been in the game for 5 years. That is terrible.
But I mean,
it's embarrassing, bro. My first event was 2016 in CC Bar in Clapham Junction. No other Mr. Somebody, bro. My first event was 2016. We're 2020 now. That's 4 5. I've been in the game for 5 years. For 5 years. My name is Everything Soda, whatever.
Everything.
So there's nobody else. Come on.
I mean, maybe they're there and we don't know about them. But I don't know.
That's embarrassing to all of us.
But there's new up and coming.
You're going to go and post Blackout Tuesday.
There's new up and coming people.
No.
But
you
you see,
Blackout Tuesday and post Blackout Tuesday, then there's young black boys trying to do what we're doing, and we don't embrace them.
it's complicated. I'd say that it's complicated because it's like it's.
Why don't we embrace them?
Because you know what? Let me give an example. Let me give an example, and it's important because you bring a point. You know what? Facebook does something, and people say it's a bit criminal, but like Facebook does it for survival. Facebook there's an app that Facebook bought. I can't remember what app it is, but people install it on their phone, and all the app does is track what you're doing on your phone. And Facebook bought that app because if you're doing anything and you're spending a lot of time on your phone, Facebook copies it so that you don't survive. So like, you start doing TikTok type stuff, they copy it. You start doing Snapchat type, they copy it. Anything you're doing and you spend a lot of time, you copy it. Now the thing is that people will look at it and say, "Oh, Facebook is doing it because they're greedy." Facebook, privacy concerns and all of that. But Facebook is ultimately doing it for survival because Facebook does not want to end up like High Five or MySpace. And I'm making that analogy because if you're doing something, I'm not saying don't bring people up or don't mentor people, but like you're not going to breed your competition. And you can't be complacent.
Sorry. I want to ask. I love what you said.
I just want to say
we got 5 minutes left.
No, I just want to say welcome to those who are coming on online and asking the questions, and just keep asking the questions. We're gonna ask them more, and just let's keep going.
Is Uncle Shopsy still there, or is he left?
Everybody's still here. Uncle Shop's energy guard, if you know you're still here, give us a wave so we know you're still on platform. And because I know if we go more on that topic, we're gonna go all night.
No, I just want to ask one question. Okay, so why do you keep someone like me close to you in a sense?
Because you know what? There's space for more people.
No. I said why?
I'm answering. I said ultimately there's space for the market is big enough for more people. So it's not like I'm running one club. Like how many people are gonna fit in? How many people want to party on any given night? How many? The market is big enough for more people, and I'm not against more people coming up and thingies and whatever, but like at the same time, I'm not going to, uh, you know what? Ultimately, running a business, being an entrepreneur, you have to have some extent of self-interest that drives you. You're not there to be like, yo, let me bring everybody up and let them do the same thing. It's funny sometimes because quite often people ask me like, yo, how do you market? Like, let me do it. And I think, wait, would Pepsi ever go to Coke and say, yo, where'd you do your stuff? Help me thingy. Yeah, so you do your own stuff. Like, why would you ask someone who's your competitor, let me whatever? But at the same time, sometimes Coke will see Innocent Smoothie and be like, yo, that business is up and coming, it looks attractive. How can we work together? Should we merge? Whatever it is. So while you're not going to go out and literally be the course of someone becoming your competition, you're going to seek out opportunity where it is. And I think
You didn't answer
with
the
me and
question,
you,
though,
because
but
that's the
fair
point
enough.
you're bringing up.
Okay.
With me and you, I think there's like you said, one point you started early on is that we're very different. The stuff you do, I don't do. The stuff I do, you don't do. So like when you see kind of complementary skills like that, there is definitely scope to
So in
to
a sense,
build
where
on
when
something.
you're opposites, you can build a more
when you're
mutual
when you're
relationship.
complementary, I wouldn't say opposite. When
Mm.
you're complementary, you can, but if you're exactly the same, there's no point of.
When you're exactly the same, you might have a bit more fear factor in you. Like, oh my god, that's what I
Yeah,
do.
because that person is like you. I mean, why would there's no synergy.
True, fair
Like,
enough.
you know, and it's interesting. You say there's no up and there's what's it called? Days like this. You know, there's all sorts of brands doing like day events.
Okay.
It's
We got two, three
DLT.
minutes.
We've got
Yeah.
Next
2 minutes to
week,
go,
two
and
minutes ago. Next
we've
week's the
got
next.
a lot of questions coming in.
Boy, them questions gotta come next week. Let's keep to the time.
Yeah, let's keep to the time. But within that 2 minutes, I just want to pick up this question. The person asked, "Do you think Afrobeat has finally reached the entire world?"
Afrobeat is the number one genre in the world right now.
I agree,
No,
100%.
thank you for agreeing. But it could have been bigger. It could have been bigger than what it is right now, and it will be bigger. But it's the number one genre in the world. Um, it's the number one genre in the world. Come on, like let's be serious. Everything is Afro vibes. Everything's Afro culture. Everything like what's the word what's that word? What's that word? When people try appropriation, like
Cultural appropriation.
a lot. Everything we see now is a cultural appropriation of this, the cultural appropriation of that. But it definitely is. It definitely is. I'll explain my
I think
explain my
we're
answer.
running out of
Sorry,
time.
sorry. But next week, the first question we're gonna answer next week is why is Afrobeats the number one culture or number one sound in the world? But I'll answer that properly next week. But it is. It is.
All right, guys.
God
thank
bless
you very
Wizkid.
much. Just want to say thank you to Falabi. Thank you
God
to
bless
Soda
Burna Boy.
for this.
God bless Wizkid. God bless Burna Boy. Oh, but that one. Oh, don't go versus Star Boy. Let's
What I
see.
want to say is thank you guys for tuning in, for asking the questions, for everything. Next week, we're going to be live again, 9 o'clock, next week Friday. Please do not miss out. And please tune in on CococureTV on YouTube and come on Instagram too. Please keep your questions next week Friday. Ask the questions. We're going to have other special guests online or coming to the show answering all the questions. And
Scream munch the question. Any question that's there, scream munch.
no, they will send it to us. They will do it. They will DM it to us.
Some questions there now. They have a certain energy. Okay, forget that.
No, so yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for loving. Thank you, Sold Out. I go by the name of DJ Unbreakable. Thank you, DJ Somebody. Thank you to the Snap for the show. So next week is Friday. We've got lots of lined up. Listen, we've got lots of people coming for you. Who's gonna answer your questions? Lots of guest DJs. So please, I would advise
next
you.
week
You don't
Friday,
know.
we're giving one pair of trainers away. A size 10 UK trainers. We're giving sponsored by Foot Locker. So tune in. Be on
So
time.
next week Friday we got a sponsor by Foot Locker. Next week Friday we got a sponsor by Foot Locker giving us as 10 trainers away. So please, you do not want to miss out. You do not want to miss out at all. So please tune in on next week Friday on YouTube, CococureTV, and on Instagram, this is Cococure. And please, whatever question you got, you can send it to us as DM or wait till next week Friday and ask your question. But for now, peace out and God bless. Stay safe.
Yeah, yeah.
End stream, podcast. End of it.
Yeah, in broadcast.